Hello and welcome to our Lifestream D&D campaign. I am your DM Hesper, and our tentative title of Equivocation for right now. I'm joined by most of the usual crew of chaos here, minus a Bubba because real life issues, but is what it is. Anywho, so as what happened last time, um, you guys made your preparations to leave and bring back your one survivor of your encounter back to Rio Styles as kind of evidence against what happened in the town and all that fun, messy stuff to prove your innocence. Rue and Ine kind of get a chill that kind of runs down their spine that kind of gives them a sense that something's wrong here and that they shouldn't be spending more time than they have to in this place. After which, you guys decide to pack up the extra two bodies just in case, and traveled another 30 minutes or so until you guys managed to get to a clearing, set up a pyre, burn the body, which of the Amut, which did not seem like it was going to burn at first, as the flames looked normal, kind of red and orangish color, and till eventually they seem to have changed colors to more of a blue and silvery color as eventually the body burns out, which burns quickly at this point. Guys managed to make it back to the outskirts of Rio Style, get noticed by the Stadero, taken to the Lawmaster's Keep, where you're brought before Lawmaster Springcloak, where you guys essentially have a trial. Eventually, at the end of this, coming to a couple of verdicts. Riston, the guy who you brought back, who's now missing a leg, is sentenced to pay a fine of basically 100,000 gold to be worked off in a period of time. Is basically a salary of 5 silver a week. So I think I calculated that out later, and that's like over 300 years. Goosewaddle being his the verdict of being mentally unsound to take care of himself and therefore being put under the charge of Pazuzu. And the rest of you guys basically given a warning. Um, you guys then make your way back to the Rainy Drum, where you managed to find a wagon that was flipped over. Scouring through it, you guys kind of found out that this was like a traveling physician, Chenier Proudbeam. Um, After which, you guys decided to take it easy at the tavern, get some baths, and then go to call it a night. With the exception of Umi, who had to take care of her prior engagements, met Star for her own nightly agenda. Um, the rest of you guys, a little hard getting to sleep that night, but eventually do manage to find sleep. The next morning, we find ourselves discussing some future propositions, maybe from the Snake Mark family. Um, Learning more about kind of what happened with the wagon, meeting Ganir Strongdew, kind of a halfling bartender that's kind of taking over the shift for the Walana. She's trying to recuperate from not sleeping the night before. And decide that you guys are going to go ahead and try to see about getting the soft top wagon fixed. You guys talked to Barthen Thranhorn, who's the town's wheelwright. Basically, think of it like a shipwright, but for wagons and stuff. And after talking to him for a little bit, decided to go get your own materials. Which case, that's kind of where we'll pick up. So as we pick up from there, let me go ahead and give you guys kind of that as a low out. I'm going to start this out first as you guys are going around picking up supplies and stuff like that. Um, Goosewaddle's going to be like, I'm so disappointed that we don't get to go to my favorite store. So instead, I'm going to go back to the inn room and do my own thing. As he rides off on Duck Duck back to the Rainy Drum Tavern.
Stay out of trouble.
I won't!
Gosh, I feel like maybe I should
Free,
follow him.
free pass! Anyways, he probably doesn't say that last part, but yeah, probably scoffs at you and continues on his way. Like I said, I'm just kind of having to pretend what Bubba would say. But anyways, Goosewaddle's off doing his own things. You guys have gotten some carpenter's tools, some nails, and other little odds and ends. A tarp. I believe last time somebody was asking me about another carpenter. There is another carpenter in town named Braum.
Hmm.
So up to you guys on what you guys want to do at this point. If you guys want to try fixing it yourself, talk to Braum.
Does Braum have an apprentice?
You only heard the name, um, and you asked him about where he could be found, and you're basically told he owns a store called the Rainy Table.
Okay. Before we go about splitting, I know some of the group wanted to still talk to that quest giver. Maybe while some of us are trying to fix the cart and figuring out if the carpenter can help us, do you guys want to split up and go check on that NPC?
Well, if you're talking about the Snake Mark is actually in the same direction as Rainy Table.
Okay. Um, we're still by the general store, right? We're
Yeah,
near it.
I'm just placing you guys outside the general store for right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember which one that is. That would be because you guys were like, "Oh, hey, that's thematically appropriate." The stripped carriage general store.
Mhm.
Okay.
Where you guys got done talking to a female human.
Okay. And we got the carpenter tools, right, for 8 gold.
The carpenter's tools, some nails, some other odds and ends for fixing this. Yeah, you guys managed to
Okay.
buy that.
So before we decide who's going where, can we also get a map of the kingdom and the neighboring kingdoms from that general store? And how much would that cost?
Okay. So you want to go in and talk to her then?
Mhm.
Okay. So, do you want to role play this, or are you just kind of wanting to?
Um, I mean, I'm not that great at talking. Is there anyone else in our group who'd like to talk to the NPC? Because I think it'd be wise to get a map, a world map.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I'll let Freya do it since she's very good talking to people.
Okay. So,
I
like I
will
said,
role play and be like, Freya, could you go get a map for us, please?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
okay. So you go ahead and turn on your heel at that point and head back into the general store. Like I said, this kind of older, not like old, but probably mid 40s or something like that. Human female. She's going through and starting to put some objects back that were taken out from you guys' previous shopping. Shopping, going in and buying some stuff. As the door opens again, she goes, "Oh, well, didn't expect you back so soon. What can I do for you?"
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had a map of the kingdom surrounding areas.
I do, but I mean, it's not something I'm really wanting to give up. You know, uh, you know, I think Richer over at the Sneaky Boulder might have a map or two that he'd be willing to part with. Like I said, I'd kind of prefer to keep it if I can because this is, allows me to kind of figure out where I need to possibly get some goods from and such.
Okay, I understand that. So you said richer over at where?
The Sneaky
Okay.
Boulder books.
And he has maps he
He
can give up?
he should have a map or two. Yeah, keyword here is should. If he doesn't, well, I guess I I could part with mine. I prefer not to, but at the same time, yeah, because the only other place I can think of that where you get maps would be the Lawmaster's Keep, and they're not gonna.
No, no, no. We don't wanna
Yeah,
go there.
yeah, they're not gonna sell them to you. Yeah. like I said, you can check with him. If he doesn't, then come back and let me know. And
Okay.
um, but anything else that you could possibly want? I mean, I got dried provisions and
No, I think we're okay for now. I mean, if we
okay,
need something else, we'll definitely be back. And if he doesn't have that map, I'll definitely be back. Cause yeah.
okay,
All
all
right.
right, okay.
Well, thank you.
Well, enjoy your day and have fun fixing that. I guess I'm not sure why you're not talking the uh, you know, why you're not talking the Varthan to do that for you, but each their own.
Okay. I just walk away. Like,
Yep.
mind your business, lady. No.
Well, you guys probably talked before in the previous session, so I'm
Okay.
just expanding upon this.
Okay.
Last time it was very much trying to get through this as quickly as possible,
Yeah.
so Fugi could get to bed. But anyways, all
Yeah.
right.
All right. So I'm going to the place.
Yeah,
My brain isn't working. I am so sorry. I'm tired. So if I'm like, what was
not a
that?
problem. The sneaky boulder.
Sneaky boulder. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
It's not
I'm gonna go there.
it's not too terribly far away. It's kind of down the street a ways. It's pretty easy to see. It's kind of mm, kind of a sign hanging from it. It's obviously has denoted like the sneaky boulder on it, and it kind of has like a book leaning up against a boulder kind of look.
Mhm.
Not that hard to spot. Not that far away.
Okay. I
It's
head
it's a
on in.
yeah. It's a pretty small store. It's very small. You kind of get a feeling not very many people read for leisure here. I mean, as you walk in, you see a couple of different sections and stuff like that. Let me find out where. Yeah, you see a male human, much older, graying hair, bald on top. Very balding. Few liver spots here and there, as he seems to be rearranging some books. And as you walk in, he's like, "Oh yes, what can I do for you?"
Well, I'll go in with her
Uh
just so
huh.
as we go in, I can kind of poke her a little bit and just kind of whisper, "Say map, say map."
I get that reference. Hi, are you Richard?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I was just sent from the general store. I was told you might have a map of the kingdom that I might buy from you.
Uh, I might. Don't know if I've sold those yet. I need to check, but I think I should have them. And he's going to kind of go into this corner. There's like some rolled up scrolls and kind of like long pieces of parchment and stuff like that. As he's scouring through them, it might take him a little while. As you're kind of looking around, like I said, the store is pretty small. I don't know if anybody else went in with you other than Pazuzu.
Yeah, I'm just interested in the map
Nope.
at this
Yeah.
point.
Okay. So, like I said, looking around, there's a few different sections. There seems to be like a children's book section. The biggest section in this store is like a basically how do do it yourself home improvement kind of stuff. Uh, you know, kind of books about gardening and repair work and stuff like that. Not very much in terms of leisurely reading, but there are a few small sections as he's, like I said, kind of going through like this barrel or whatever, kind of going through and eventually pulls out a couple pieces of paper, looks at it. No, that's not it. Here we go. And he like, rolls it up and uh, so let's see. So you're wanting Preoli, right?
Yeah. And if you have other surrounding areas, that'd be great too.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure because you did say kingdom, and I'm like, well, does she actually mean the kingdoms? So I just wanted to make sure that you're actually talking about Prioli and not somewhere else, because I do have a couple maps of Prioli. I don't have maps of any other places.
Okay. That's fine. How much would that
Um,
be?
well, these are a little bit older, so Generally don't get too many people around here asking for maps, but should have pretty close to reasonable with locations and such. Um, let's see here. Oh, don't sell. Yeah, say maybe about 2 gold.
Well, you did say it's old and probably not too up to date on the actual precise locations. I mean, what do you say we do 1 gold?
That's fine. 1 gold's fine.
Okay, awesome. Didn't even have to roll. All right.
It's probably only like 1 silver, but
Oh yeah, probably. That's all right. I was
Okay.
willing to part with a gold.
Okay. Yeah, so you pay him a gold. He hands over the map. So I will go ahead. Player handouts, maps, Traily Coast. Doop. Show to everyone. You all
hooray.
should now have a map of the Traily Coast available for
Ooh.
viewing.
Wow. Okay, so where are
Where are
If you
we?
click if you click the
We
magnifying glass Aster, it'll fill out this into the screen.
Oh, would you look at that?
And we're at what? Riostol, right?
Yeah, you guys are kind of underneath the
Got it.
Canholm Mountains.
I see. We're like in kind of the middle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So which place looks most appealing, guys? Because we don't really have a destination in mind. We just want to be not here. Right?
Yeah, so I was like, let's get a map.
Yeah, so are we just like tossing a dart? Or are we like go into what name sounds the coolest?
I mean,
Well-
I'm kind of interested in Crescent Moon down there. What is that about?
Well,
I'm just joking. Go on.
yeah, you from what you can tell from here without talking to anybody,
Oh boy.
it's an island shaped. I mean, it's an island.
Yep. A moon-shaped island.
Hmm.
Okay,
Kind of,
well,
yeah.
thank you, sir, for the map. We'll be
Yeah.
on our way.
Oh, not a problem. Just kind of surprised you're wandering around here without one, but to each their own. Can I interest you in anything else, perchance? Got plenty of books. You can-
Anything rare and unusual?
Uh, not usually rare and unusual. If you want something like that, you might have to go to a bigger city. We generally tend to sell more along the lines of books that will sell. There's Rain and Thorns, 101 Ways to Use a Hoe. We got some children's stories over here, like the Fox and the Bees. More novels if you prefer something along those lines. Let's see. Um, you know, anything along those lines, I'll definitely carry. But
I know. I'm good. How about you, Pazuzu? You want a book?
Do you have any books about the stars?
let's see. Not we don't get generally too many people who are into astrological findings and such around here. You'd be better off finding those at probably a bigger city, especially those more along the lines with academics and such.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
My kid.
Hey, you want to know where a guy can get some tea?
Oh, did you go in the bookstore and ask him where you can get some tea?
Yeah, sure. I figured I'm just like kind of along for the ride in the back of the group.
Okay. Tea. Well, general store should probably have some if you're looking to buy and brew your own. Don't have too many tea drinkers around here. That's definitely more of a northern thing than down here.
Oh, well, thanks for the directions.
Yeah, a more common drink to drink around here is something similar would be like a coffee.
Yeah, coffee's cool too. Just trying to expand my horizons, as it were.
Okay, well, you probably find coffee at most places. Rainy Drum probably have some. Again, you can go to the general store and buy some there. Just depends on what you want to do, but I mean, those would be my best guests. Yeah, let me know when she's gone, Fugi, so I can get the Lonnie.
Yeah, sorry, she kind of interrupted a little, but
She stepped away. I think she found something else to distract her.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, I'm kind of trying to, because I know the kid's there until the dad picks her up, and I don't know when that is. So I'm trying to hopefully wait until after she's picked up, then move on to Lonnie stuff.
Should be in about a half hour.
Okay, yeah, because I don't think Lonnie, when you finally get done with whatever you're doing, you're not planning on like hunting down the group, are you?
No, I'll probably just wait for them at the end.
Okay,
Who says you're
yeah.
gonna be able to stay at the end?
Oh yeah, I'll probably get kicked out at the end. You're
Well,
just gonna see me sitting outside with all my bags.
I'll have to wait and see what happens. But anyways, right. So, like I said, just let me know whenever that happens, Fugi. All right.
and
So,
my
go.
character is kind of done right now. I have to go AFK for a sec because I have to get her
Okay.
some. Okay.
Okay.
I show the map to everybody. That okay.
Yeah, I figured you guys were gonna like look at the map and like, okay, where do we go? All right. So you guys were talking about going over to Rainy Table and talking to Braum and maybe going over the Snake Mark family estate.
Yeah, so who would like to go to the Snake Mart?
Snake Mark.
Snake Mark Estate.
Snake
Raise your
Mart for
hand.
all your Snake Mart needs.
Exactly. Who's going to Serpentarium?
I'll go.
Who's gonna go with Umi? You're doing sexy time, so
I know.
you can't say anything.
No,
So I need to
no
have a talk
serpents
with
where you
Rue.
are.
Yeah.
No.
Aster. So I know I want a GTFO, so I'm gonna be going to find the carpenter.
Okay.
I'm on Team Carpenter.
Okay.
Carpenter. Okay.
You can
I'm
all
good with
go.
whatever. Yeah, let's all go to
Yeah,
the
I'll tag along.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to the carpenter? Okay, that's
All
fair.
right.
Okay.
Everybody makes it easier on me. Okay.
Okay.
So as you guys start making your way over that way, you go to the Rainy Table. You can kind of see it off in the distance. Kind of looks like a mixture between a store and a house. You're assuming he probably lives here, and then, uh, you know, you know, not that far that he has to go after he gets done working and stuff. It looks like the second store is probably more along the lines of a house, as you notice, like outside baskets and stuff hanging outside the windows with like flowers and vegetables and stuff kind of growing out of there. The part looks more like a store and such, and there seems to be an awning hanging off. Two male figures out there, one older, one younger. The younger one seems to be sitting on something, holding something up next to his face as you guys are walking up, pulling these wagons and stuff. And the older one seems to be working on some kind of piece of wood for something.
Um, we knock on the door frame.
Well, like I said, they're both out in the awning, so
Oh,
yeah. You're assuming that the inside is more along the kins of like where, and you can kind of see some pieces sitting out and stuff like that. More along the lines of selling furniture that's probably been made before to people and stuff.
okay. Uh, which one of you is Braun?
As you walk up, I'd say as you're walking up and saying that, he's in the middle of currently talking to the younger fellow. You're assuming the older one's Braum. As he finishes up, he's like, "I told you to stop messing with that." And well, first of all, you shouldn't have been out there in the first place. But, anyways, sorry, I'm Braum.
Hi. We are looking for your assistance. We need to repair our carriage as soon as possible, our wagon.
Okay.
And we brought one wagon to pull apart so you can use that material for the other wagon.
Okay. So as he's sitting there. He's like, okay. You watch the younger one. He's like holding up. It looks like kind of like a wet rag, kind of up to the side of his face. He goes. He sticks his hand in his mouth and kind of fiddles around a little bit, and you hear like he goes, a tooth. And he's like, I told you to stop messing with it. If you wouldn't have been out there in the first place and got smacked in the face anywho, then I wouldn't have, and then you wouldn't be dealing with this issue anyways. I'm sorry about that. He got into some trouble yesterday.
Hmm. Can relate. I can relate. So, yeah, if we'd like to kind of know your work schedule, see if it's possible to have this fixed today potentially, and at what price.
Okay, give me a second here. As he walks out there and as he starts walking, you notice he's kind of got a little bit of a limp. And as you notice that he walks out from behind what he's working on, you notice that he has like essentially a wooden prosthetic leg for his left leg.
Okay.
He starts walking out and taking a look at it and such and looks it over and it's like, hmm, this looks somewhat familiar. This wouldn't happen. Hey, boyo. And he's like, ugh. And he's like, is this the one that you guys tipped over yesterday? And he's like, ugh. He's just kind of sitting there shaking his head. And he's like, shit.
Oh, really? Well, if that's the case, maybe we should get a big discount since you tipped over our wagon, and now we have to repair it.
Last I heard, this wagon was owned by some halfling that rode off on a horse. He was here by himself claiming to sell medicines and such.
Yeah, and you attacked him without provocation, and now it became our wagon and needs repairs. So, if
Well,
you caused this issue,
I didn't attack anyone. I've been here. The
did you
boy
just
over
say
there got riled up
that's what I was
by
directing to?
oh the boy over there got riled up by Har.
I don't know who this person is, but you tipped it over. Now it needs repairs. So, so Braum, what do you think? This should be a good teaching lesson that he repairs his wagon.
Oh, he's already gotten part of his lesson. The other part of his lesson is, well, trust me, he'll be dealing with some issues and such already. Like I said, he shouldn't have let Har get under his skin, no matter how sound his arguments sounded.
Hmm.
I mean, I feel for the guy, but still, you just lash out with emotions and such like that. Going to cause more issues than help,
Agreed.
especially with our town and needing trade. Like I said, I definitely feel for the guy, though. Well,
I
I don't know how
understand.
long he's going to be spending in jail, along with those 4 others. I don't know which other 4 got locked in there. But yeah, don't worry, we were already visited by the guard. I had to already pay a fine for the boyo here to basically take care of his involvement with this. Generally, it's a nice day to have a visit from my brother and stuff, but wasn't so nice today.
Your brother from the guards?
He's part of the militia part, yes. He's not an actual guard. He hasn't gone and gotten trained in the capital. That's just
Hmm.
more trained by the guards who were trained. So it's secondhand guard training, I guess you can call it. Anyways, just never really had a knack for woodworking, and let's just say he thought it'd be a much easier gig. Well, until a couple days ago.
Hmm.
Tell you what, he was scared shitless out there at the courtyard or out the town square where he was stationed.
I bet.
Yeah. ugh, Can't imagine how horrible those things were to have to face down.
Oh, you talking about the ghouls?
The undead, from what I understand, creatures, yes.
Hmm. That was quite an ordeal.
I would imagine so.
We helped kill them, and then we killed the demon, the devil that was responsible for it.
I heard that some outsiders took care of that. Heard that from him, that some outsiders took care of that issue. Well,
Hmm.
good on you guys.
Oh, and
Thank
also, me
you.
and a friend beat up a big snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard of that one too over at Bronze Dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the world's coming to nowadays, man. Big snakes, fiends, tipped over wagons.
Hmm.
Well, tipped over wagon. I mean, like I said, that was Har's doing. Again, like I said, I can sympathize with the man, just not his actions.
Yeah.
I
Now we
mean,
have to
So,
leave. So go ahead.
while this
uh,
conversation is going on, Rue's probably just like aimlessly wandering like whatever this story is supposed to be. And
okay,
then
yeah.
and after he gets bored of it, he's just like gonna just talk loud enough that he thinks the room will hear him. Are we doing business here? Because we might need to find someplace else if not.
Right. Anyways, so something like this. Yeah, probably to get that repaired and such. Well, looking at the day and stuff, he's like, I can already tell it's about getting close to 1. Probably take me the rest of again, this isn't my forte, man. I'm not going to send you guys out of here with shoddy work. The last thing I need is somebody to be like, yeah, I went to the Braum fellow and he didn't do half a good job as he should have. So I'm going to have to say probably had to be about midday
Tomorrow
tomorrow.
midday.
Tomorrow midday.
Okay. I mean, that seems to be the same answer everyone said. Um, the
Well,
list.
like I said, with me, it's more along the lines of it's not my forte. If you've already talked to Barthen, I'm assuming he must have work then.
He's really busy with the 3 families.
Uh, yeah, I kind of had a feeling. Saw him bringing out a couple of wagons from over here at Snake Mark. About 3 of them or so, 3 or 4, had some kind of big accident out there a couple of days ago.
Okay, well, since it can't be helped, how much would it cost? And is there any other store that could sell tents in the meantime? Since we may not be able to stay another night at the inn in this town due to
Uh,
circumstances.
well, tents would probably be at the general store. As far as yeah, tents would definitely have to be the general store. For price of this, well, like I said, you're bringing that over, but thinking about it, I bet you, if I were a betting man, I would say this little halfling fella probably didn't get that far out of town. You might be able to track him down and if you wanted to give him back his wagon, that is, might be able to track him down in maybe half a day, give or take. When this, especially if he, from what I understood, he ran out of here with no provisions whatsoever. Probably hoping that he will run into some other traveler or something, and talking to them might be persuading them not to come here. I don't know.
I don't know, since we've had already a couple of instances where Good Samaritan acts were punished, so I rather avoid any additional interactions. So that being said, if you think that he may come back for his wagon, we can always just have, and I point to the bigger one, have this one modified.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you do 8 gold, I can get that one fixed. And he points at the soft covered one. And I can get this other one over here. I guess you're wanting to take this out, and he kind of points at the shelving section. You're kind of wanting to take this out, or are you wanting to take all the walls off and just make all that tarping?
If you're going to be able to keep the interior, the roofing and all that, because I would prefer to have the protection from the elements.
Oh, the roofing I would keep, yes, but I'm saying basically the siding. I can change that all out to soft if you want that, or just out to this one, or I can just board that up and maybe put in a window.
There's going to be a couple of us, so if any way that we can expand it would be better without taking the siding, just the portion that was for the shopkeep, the previous owner.
All right, so you just want that part pulled out and then just a soft, like canvas put over that. I can definitely do that. I can definitely do, and that won't take too terribly. That won't be too terribly hard to do. The hardest part.
Go ahead.
The hardest part right here is just, he's kind of going through. He's kind of pointing out issues and stuff like that he would have to fix on both of them, and but as I was saying, I could possibly get this set up. Like I said, if he's outside of town, you guys feeling more than willing to take that to him, I'm sure he'd be appreciative of that at the very least.
Yeah, once it gets repaired, I'm sure we can.
The only other thing I would have to say is if you don't have more than one horse, you're probably going to need another horse. And I can set this one, as he points up over the 2-1. I can set that one up to be pulled by 2 horses instead of 1 after if you find him and his horse.
How much are the horses in this area? Do you know?
Good question. Player's handbook. Away! And he probably has more than enough. I don't think cheap horse probably shouldn't cost that much. Let's see here. Water vehicles. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Depends probably on the, shall I say, quality of the horse.
Just regular old horse, similar quality to the one that's in the wagon that currently we have.
I wanted to ask us, Mr. Moneybags here, did we already buy that like carpentry set and all that stuff? Is that?
Yeah, you have the carpentry set.
Okay.
Yeah, I took that out of your mithril because mithril's a weird coin.
Thank you. Fuck mithril. Fuck electrum.
Or electrum, that's right. That's the one I meant to say. But anyways,
yeah, 8 for a wagon, and when we go horse shopping, I want the horse that is the thickest, just the thickest legs.
Okay, so he wants a thick boy.
D&D.
Do you just want to replace the other horse and have 2 thick boys? Because that's going to disbalance the carriage or the wagon.
Depends on how much they cost, I guess. If Hesper
Yeah.
comes back and say they cost like 30 gold apiece, I'm gonna have a problem.
Yeah. Like I said, you'd probably want to make your way over to the Sweet Dreams pasture.
Ooh.
But anyways, like I said, if you leave these here, 8 gold, upon completion, I should have these ready for you in about midday.
Okay. All right. Can you say the name of that other Sweet Dream pasture? Is that what you said?
Yes, Sweet Dreams pasture.
Sweet Dreams pasture. Okay. And where's that location? From where? From here to what? Where is that?
That is going to be more towards the southern end of town, the southeast of town. You guys are kind of currently on the northeast. So if you basically head about south from here, you should be able to find it.
Thank you.
Of course, if you're worried about being strapped for gold, like I said, I recently heard that they were having issues over there at the Snake Mark. Or they're looking for certain type of people. Who knows?
Mm. Snake
Could
Mart is
possibly.
nearby.
Yeah, you can definitely see the estate. Like he's kind of on the outskirts of town, and then you can kind of see the estate over, not very far, not at all. Like probably like a quarter to half a mile away from.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We'll take note of both and leave you these to start working on them.
All right. Well, like I said, we'll get the work on these. Well, like I said, we'll go ahead and get the work on these right away.
Mhm.
Like I
Well,
said, my other project there, well, as you probably already know because you've already been down there, the Lawmaster. And from what I understand, you probably brought him in. The only thing I'm working on right now is a leg to replace that prisoner's leg, and well, he can wait a couple days. He can thread nets or something like that until I finally get that done for him.
I totally agree. After all, we have to fix this wagon for this physician who's was
I'm
chased
not
out of town.
I'm not getting paid for that. Not getting paid for his leg, but getting
Okay.
paid for this. So sure
Awesome. Thank you.
Speaking of that, you want payment now or when you're done?
Oh, I said upon completion. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
All right.
He turns around and grabs starts grabbing some boards and tosses them towards his apprentice, who's still sitting there like, and he has to jump and grab a hold of the boards as they hit him, and he kind of like, starts coughing, and all of a sudden you hear, it's like, another one! As you kind of hear the sound of like a tooth hitting the floor and rolling around in the dirt. So, whatever this apprentice did, lost 2 teeth.
What do you get?
All right, general store
Right.
or a pasture?
So let's go to the general store, get 3 to 4 tents depending on their price, and have them separated for, because I mean we're not going to carry them right now, but have them so that we can pick them up by sundown.
Yeah. Tents will run you about 2 gold a pop. And they're
See how
2
much
people tents.
Let me see. If we each, I mean, up to you, NA, if you'd like to pitch in. I'll buy our tent, Rue and I can pitch in 2 gold for that one. If you each want to pitch in.
Yeah, I'll buy a 10 for whoever.
I mean, Hera, we were already sleeping in the dirt. Is it really that important?
It might be raining, up to you, just in case there's rain. It's been raining. Up to you.
Let's see.
Well, I
here.
prefer a tent.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll sleep under the stars.
Okay. So what, are you guys buying 3 tents?
Yeah, let's buy 3, and then we'll take into consideration that we're going to be in the proximity of the town tonight, and then when we leave tomorrow, the wagon will be carrying it, so we can attach to the wagon at that point. But we'll reserve them for now, and then we'll pick them up by when the sun is going down, so we can pitch our tents at that point.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd say at this point, just go check with the general store instead of going and buying them right away.
Yeah.
And yeah, she does have a couple of tents.
Okay,
She does
so
have
just
about
to
3 of
reserve
them.
them. Okay, to
Yeah,
reserve 3 of them.
yeah,
I'll go ahead and put down 2 gold for my.
yeah. Like I said,
Yeah.
she says you can pay for them when you pick them up. So,
Okay, all right, we'll do that. All right,
guessing is the kid still there, or did the kid finally go?
She's
She's
here, but
still
she's in
here.
the bathroom.
Okay,
You're good.
So if it won't take long, you have time.
okay. You know, I don't know how long it'll take for Lonnie, but I feel kind of bad that Lonnie's just sitting there. Okay.
No, you're good. She'll be in there for a while.
okay. Should we check on Umi so we can take her with us when we go get the horses?
Okay, so like I said, I guess as you guys decide to head back to the rainy drum, I'll go ahead switch the Umi here because it's probably they've probably been gone for about an hour and a half from after your extracurricular activities here, Lonnie. So as you as you kind of rest up, still in the embrace of or still in the comforting confines of your companion star. Um, let's see here. Trying to think here. Yeah, I'd say. Well, I would say. Let's see here. Perception. Yeah, it's not really that hard, and especially since it's like midday and stuff like that, and your extra activities and stuff like that. I would say, after you're done, currently you two are doing post things. I would say while you were doing that and such, I would say you've probably noticed on her back, you've noticed like some. Yeah, I would say you probably could tell that seems like some scarring on her back. About 4 of them.
Like,
Like long and thin. Just enough to disturb the fur from growing back normally.
do they look like she got whipped or something?
Make a medicine check.
Okay, hold on. I'm sitting on the floor.
um, for 19, you possibly get a feeling that that might be it. It might not be, but it's a good possibility.
Okay. Not quite ready to ask her about those yet.
Fair enough. Uh, you know, she kind of stretches a little bit and such. Well, I'm sure they're probably wondering where we are at this point.
Yep, better head out. I awkwardly get up and grab my things.
Well, like I said, I'll meet you downstairs in a bit here. Don't go running off or anything like that. Got to take care of a few things, and you got something I'll possibly want to give you when I get back downstairs.
Ooh.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. So as you grab your stuffs and awkwardly dress, at this point she just kind of drapes something over her shoulders at this point, and gets seems gets goes over the table and seems to start working something as you finish getting dressed and open the door and close the door behind you as you head downstairs into the main part of the room. As you head down there, you notice a strange halfling that you haven't seen before behind the bar. Couple of other patrons, probably eating like a late lunch or something like that. And Gravemaker, looking at you, just a big old grin.
I make a face at him. I guess I'll go sit down at his table too.
You know, you sit down next to him. And he's like, "So I heard you did a good job, sister."
Oh, yeah. All right. Here we go. Yeah, I think everybody might have heard actually.
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard her that happy in a long time.
Yeah. Can I what are you drinking, buddy? Let me get you get you around.
Just a regular old ale.
All right, I run away to the bar.
Awkwardly running towards the bar.
Get the fuck out of there, man.
Okay.
Do I see any of my compatriots at this point?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, we're kind of role playing this point until they show up. So.
All right, I grab him another ale and I see if I can get like a shot of rum or something, or maybe 3.
However many, for each drink, just mark off a silver.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you getting a rum or are you getting 3?
I'll get 3.
Okay. All right. So, as you return with 3 rums for yourself and an ale for your compatriot Gravemaker. Anything you want to talk to Gravemaker about, or you just kind of sit
Nope.
there awkwardly and drink your drink?
Yep, the latter. Yep. I start
it's-
doing shots of rum.
Go ahead and make me since you seem to be doing them quickly and consecutively.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do me a Constitution saving throw.
Shots.
I know it's
Shots.
like 11 in the
Shots.
morning, but
At this point, no, it's like 12:15 in the
okay,
afternoon.
so it's not morning drinking at least.
Yeah.
Not starting the day with some some rum.
14, feeling a little buzzed, but not enough to be inebriated.
Great. I'll just hang
Yeah.
out here.
That's the way to be.
Yeah.
As Gravemaker makes awkward conversation like, so the weather's weather?
Yeah, it's weather.
That's good.
Yeah. Gonna tap my foot against the floor.
Yeah, it's a very awkward 30 minutes or so before Star starts heading down the stairs. And she seems to have a small box in her hands. Dressed and such and ready to go. She first of all walks over to the bar and pulls out a small sack and seems to be quietly talking to the bartender and places the small sack on the counter. Before taking box in little box in tow, walking back over to you, Umi.
Yep, that's me.
So she finally makes her way over there. She's like, well, unfortunately, me and the big guy gotta head out, but I wanted you to have this. And she hands you the box.
Open it.
Yeah, you can open it now, or you can wait until after we're
Right.
gone, whatever you want to
Yeah,
do.
okay. That was my question, is should I open it now? And I okay. So now that she answered that, I'll take the box and tuck it in my cloak.
Okay. Well, anywho, like I said, feel free to look that over and And
Yeah, hey, it was great to meet you.
Oh, I think it was a little more than that, but anywho, one day, hopefully soon, by the graces of the Silver Cat, maybe she might have our paths cross once again. You know. Until then, and she kind of like bends over and gives you a light peck on the cheek
Well, safe
before.
travels.
Well, safe travels to you and your compatriots wherever they are.
Yeah, I should probably go find them. I'm sure they're
Uh,
fine.
Sometimes it's best just to hang out one spot and they'll find you, especially if they knew where you were.
Yeah, good call, good call.
Anyways, she goes ahead and she's like, "Well, big guy, we better head back out of here and get this back over to his next of kin." He's like, "Yep. Well, nice meeting you, sister. And let's go ahead and get back out there on the road." He starts
Yeah,
walking over, and they both
go.
get into the wagon. Huh? What's the matter, Lonnie?
Nothing. I'm good.
What'd you say?
I didn't say anything. It's fine.
I'm a goblin. That's kind of what I heard.
Yeah, we'll go with that. It's fine.
Anyways, so as they start hopping up into the wagon, Gravedigger snaps the reins and the wagon starts taking off down the road with a click clack of the wheels and clopping of the hoofs. So, Lonnie, you got a package.
Yeah, I'm not opening it in this bar or in.
Okay, guys, can we all just take a moment, table talk? What is the worst thing that could be in this box?
A dildo. That's the worst. I think that's the best.
But to open it in public is what I'm saying.
That's why I'm not opening the box right now.
I think it's gonna be like an effigy of you or her or something.
I think it's going to be some kind of like charm or something.
Bomb trapped to the fire plane.
That was my next guess.
Bomb trap. Okay, so, well, I mean, you got time. You did have. Well, no. Yeah, Star put her key up, but you still technically have the key to that room. If you want a
Can
more
I-
private place to open the box, you can.
No, I don't want to open the box yet.
Okay, I'm just
I'm gonna
asking.
hold on to it.
Okay.
In the heat of combat, when all feels lost, everyone
Yeah.
around you is down, you throw the
I'm gonna
box at
open
the
that
enemy.
box.
And you get slapped by a dildo.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like I said, there's also a letter on top of the box too.
Oh.
So that's completely and totally up to you.
Yep, just gonna tuck that bad boy away in my cloak.
Okay. You drinking anymore while you're waiting for your compatriots to finally show up, or?
No, I'm good. I'm chilling.
All right.
Hanging out,
So
waiting for my friends. that I don't really know.
eventually, you see 5 of the 6. You have no earthly idea where Goosewaddle is.
That little
As
shit was supposed to go to the inn.
well, she was in her room, so she doesn't know that.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm assuming Pazuzu, you had the room key, and you go up there and check on him.
Yeah, I'll poke my head in, make sure he's
Yeah.
not in jail.
He's in the corner tinkering on shit. Doesn't even pay you half a mind as you open the door and look at him and close the door. He doesn't even seem like he flinches or even notices you're there.
All right, I close the door slowly, staring at him like you would a child that you know is going to get in trouble as soon as the door closes. Just
No explosion. All right.
All right. Let's catch up with. Let's get Goosewaddle and Umi caught up to what we're planning.
To speed things along, we're getting those wagons fixed. We may try to find the physician on our way out of town, return the wagon to him, and that's our last Samaritan act for the town. We're looking for horses and maybe go check out that estate at the outskirts of town, Snake Mark, to see what they want. Umi and Goosewaddle, are you guys in?
The Goosewaddle's gonna stay here until.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah,
Bubba
I'll
gets here.
come. I will
Okay.
accompany the group.
Okay.
Are you
Alright.
sure you're not too wore
Yep,
out
I'm
there,
sure.
Umi?
Let's go.
Do you want some food for the road?
Nope,
On our
I'm
way?
ready.
Okay.
Nope,
Alright,
Alright.
let's go to Sweet Pastures.
Okay. So let's see.
Sweet Dreams Pastures. Trying to get some thick
Okay.
horses, Umi.
So thick.
Thick.
Yeah, horses.
Yeah.
Sorry, just getting something set up real quick. Okay. So as you guys make your way, like I said, your guys are more on the south end of town, so it's not less going further south and more about going east. Eventually, you make your way out to, like I said, to the Sweet Dreams pasture. Like I said, there you can see mostly work horses. Just kind of out, obviously in the pasture and such. Seem to have other animals too, oxen, sheep. You're assuming this is just, somebody who buys, raises, and sells various livestock.
Ade, would you like to...
Hey, I want you 2 thickest horses.
Like I said, as you, I guess, burst in and say that, like I said, kind of a small, thin, lithe, female elf just kind of jumps suddenly by your loud outburst of declaring for thick horses. Oh, geez, you startled me. Oh, anyways, right. Anyways, welcome to the Sweet Dreams pasture. I mean, if you want thick horses,
The
I'm
thickest.
assuming
Where are they?
I'm assuming you mean draft horses.
Yeah, or a war horse.
Well, we don't really dabble so much in war horses here.
Okay, draft horses.
We got a couple. We got a couple of riding horses and such. Anything in particular other than thick you're looking for?
Sturdy, so they can pull a big old wagon.
Yeah, not sick, I guess.
Healthy.
Okay. Any preference on age?
Uh,
How about
not
mild-tempered, middle-aged? Not too young, not too old. We're gonna be traveling a lot, so need them to be young adults.
Young, okay, young adult. All right. Well,
5, 6-year-old.
let me check something real. Okay. So still asking for about prime age. She goes around and she shows you a couple. Pretty close to what you're asking for. Probably the thing that you're not going to care for as much would be the price. And
We still like to know the price.
Yeah, you're looking at 50 gold a pop.
Jesus.
All right.
Okay, what about your old sick horses?
Well, we got one that we got in not too long ago. I guess from what I understand, it doesn't have an owner anymore. I guess whoever that wagon belongs to now is who that horse belongs to.
What about like rescue horses, that have been like mildly
That's one of
abused that need a good home?
That would
be one of
probably be this horse
Perfect.
that she's talking about. That
How much is that
already,
one?
well, that already currently belongs to the thatch, the hardcover top wagon.
Oh,
which we
so
are
it
now
was-
owners of.
It's Frey horse. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it definitely looks a little. It's quite a bit older. Definitely looks like it's uh definitely looks like it's seen a few years. And definitely hasn't seen some good years.
Okay. Can we have a horse that can match its pace and temperament?
Well, matching
need
pace
two.
and temperament and such. I mean, as long as you got a good handle on, that shouldn't be an issue. If you're wanting a younger one, like I said, that'd be about 50. And from there, generally, I don't generally like to keep them too old. Most of the older ones that come by here are ones that belong to other people. I got one that I can part with for about 40. It's a little bit
40.
older. It's about let me see here. Don't want to overestimate on how long a horse lives.
Horses live up to 20 years, Hesper.
Okay, I was going to say it's probably about 10 to 11 years old.
That's still an adequate amount, but for 40 gold, that's a lot. If it's 10 gold less than a draft horse.
Yo, this car's
It's
got a
still-
lot of
prime.
miles on it.
It's
Yeah.
it's still a draft horse.
That's fine. What about other types of horses that are not draft horses that are about,
A riding horse would cost you about 75.
riding? We're talking about just for a carriage. Adequate for a carriage, we need 2 to match this
Mhm.
horse that we have. The horse that we have, is it a draft horse?
Yeah, it's a draft horse.
And you're saying that a horse that is twice the age of a prime horse is only 10 gold less.
Yes, Aster?
I will buy the very thick 50 gold horse, draft horse.
Okay.
Sold.
Any preference on how it look, color pattern or whatever?
Hmm. Any requests?
Black.
Wait, before you pay 50 gold for this horse, I want to walk around the horses and start, kicking all 4 of the hooves, making
What
sure they're
color
nice
is
and
the horse
sturdy,
the carriage came with?
Roll me
checking in the mouth.
roll me an animal handling check here, Fugi.
You're gonna get kicked
Yeah,
in the
as
face.
you're walking around, checking these horses and such, kicking them in the hooves.
Got to make sure they're sturdy.
Give me a second here. Yep, there we go.
I'm checking fluids, opening up the mouth, like under the tongue.
Okay.
Can you check under the hood and tell me what gender this horse is?
I check genders.
Well, as you're doing that, Pazuzu, does a 25 hit?
Strangely, yeah.
Is one of the horses as you're messing with all of a sudden just does not like you kicking at it and prodding at it and stuff like that. Just rears back and gives you a good kick with its hooves. You're going to take a total of 11 points of damage.
Oh man.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
That's a good one right there.
As you guys watch this little blue strange Oompa Loompa man just
Is that the
Goes
horse?
skidding
is-
about.
Is that the horse we were already looking at?
It's up to you guys.
Sold.
Rue points. It's like that's the one.
That's the one.
So you just took the horse that just kicked
Beat the shit
Pazuzu.
out of Pazuzu.
Clearly
Yeah.
has spirit.
It's got a good kick to it.
Okay.
We don't have to worry about it dying on us.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys pick out and pay for the horse, go ahead and mark off 50 gold or 100 electrum.
Oh, I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah, I just thought I would remind you electrum's worth 2 gold, so or half a gold, so
Is
figured
there
I'd
any
lot.
medicine? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Would you sell any medicine or any like sort of supplement that we can give the other horse to kind of get better? Bulk up a little as we go on.
I mean, like I said, as long as you feed it good and such, it should getting better.
Good. All right.
But anyways, yeah, so she'll go ahead and hold on to these 2 horses for you until you guys come and pick them up. And after which case, I guess you guys got the horse? Snake mark?
Yeah, up to you guys since we can't leave yet.
Sure.
Okay. So as you guys make your way over to the Snake Mark estate. You okay, Khaleesi? I haven't heard from you in quite a while.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I'm just making sure. You haven't been kicking in anything or anything like that, and I can't see you, so
Sorry.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't know if the kid was bothering you or what.
No.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, as you guys make your way over to the Snake Mark estate, like I said, I'd probably say you're probably kicking around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. At this point, like I said, as you walk by, you do see Braum and his apprentice getting the work on these wagons and stuff. As you go and eventually make your way, and like I said, kind of, one guard seems to be standing there, kind of arms crossed, leaning against like one of the stone columns that eventually leads over an arc. It says snake mark. Looks over at you guys as you start approaching, kind of straightens himself back up, and his arms still crossed. And he looks at you and goes, "What business do you have here?" State your business.
Your is as good as mine.
We heard you was looking for work of a certain type, so we're here to maybe provide the work.
All right. Kind of motions for you guys to follow him as he starts leading you up to the massive estate. It's a huge mansion-esque like building that he leads you to. As he leads up toward the door and knocks, eventually you hear the door open, and there's this older gentleman standing there, very nice dressed, and he goes, "Yes," and he's like, "The master requested some people, and it seems like we got some possible interest here." And he's like, "Understood. If you'd please follow me." As he opens the door and waits for you guys to enter.
We enter.
Okay. And slowly the door closes behind you. Kind of a dark motif in here, just dark woods, green drapery and such. Very nice. As he kind of leads you around on the bottom until he opens up another door. If you please wait in here. The master will be with you soon. So, I guess as you guys enter,
We wait for the master.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this seems to be kind of like a waiting parlor or something like that. There's chairs strewn about. There's a desk towards the back with a big, tall back chair. Uh, looks pretty comfy. A lot of stuff in here looks pretty comfy and very fancy. Uh, you know, kind of velvet curtains and bookshelves strewn with books. Takes probably about a good 15 minutes or so before eventually uh you hear the door open once again. Very well dressed, kind of a greenish color uh clothing, uh black hair slicked back, kind of mid neck length, um kind of long hooked nose. Human male walks in here. Uh, yes, I see you managed to answer my ad. So, he goes and sits down at the desk. I, fr- so you guys are interested in taking on my little request for investigative, then?
Depending on how much you're paying, yes, we are.
It goes
And if the
through.
rum's free.
Well, drinks and investigation generally don't go well.
Oh, right,
But
right.
as for payment, I'm looking to pay 25 gold upon initial agreement for each person, and an additional 50 gold upon completion of the investigation.
We're listening. What does this entail?
So, it seems, as of last night, one of our storehouses was broken into and a vast quantity of goods were taken from it. Different flavoring agents that we use for our rums and different uh and some of our sugar, and also some process. You don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. We also produce our own sugar from that. But as I was saying, one of our storehouses seems to have been hit last night.
The kobold, he was with me the entire time last night.
Well, unless your cobalt is strong enough to break doors, I don't think it was something as little as that.
Okay, just making sure I'm his alibi.
Oh, well, anyways, strange, but anywho, like I said, upon agreement of you guys undertaking this, like I said, I'll pay 25 up front and 50 upon completion. As an added bonus, if you manage to find out that this was somehow linked to the Bronze Dust family, I will triple your pay. And if it's linked to the Soft Dane family, I will double your pay.
Here's the thing. We came into this town shortly after, and there was an attack by ghouls undead. We attempted to help.
and we got in big trouble for it. And as much as you're offering us all this money, I'm just a little concerned that while we're doing this investigation, the militia's going to get in our way again. And no amount of gold is going to convince me to stick around.
Well, that is regrettably your loss if you feel that way. Granted, you will be working for me and not the local town.
So, are you going to give us like a special pass or a document giving us permission to be asking questions? Because again, we go out there and start asking questions and looking and investigating, we're going to be arrested again under suspicion of breaking the law again.
Well, like I said, it depends if you undertake my job or not. If you do, I'm sure I can write something up real quick. If you don't, well, then I think it's worth me wasting the parchment and ink to start writing that and then having you guys decline.
Okay, well, if you give us a day to think about it, we can give you the response then, tomorrow.
Well,
No, I don't like
can't
that.
Huh?
I hold on. I don't like that because this is something that we're hoping to do to kill time until the wagon's ready, isn't it? Oh my god.
Yeah,
I think
what
we
happened?
lost Fugi. I think his
His
computer
computer
froze.
froze, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it may take more than just a whole day to like investigate, and so that's my thing is if this takes more than a day,
Yeah, with
it's
that
not gonna be worth our
attitude.
time. I don't know. I mean, we already got into a lot of trouble, and our investigations from the previous situation, no one was willing to help us, and everyone was kind of getting in our way. So I just feel it's not worth the money.
Well, if we do this and we make a lot of money, then we can completely ditch this town and never look back, you know?
Think
One
of
way or
all the
another.
thick horses we can buy.
Think of all the horses we could buy. Extra thick,
In their prime.
in their prime, maximum chunk. That's a lot of horses.
Mm.
Just a thought.
And I can't guarantee that somebody else won't come in here later and take me up on my proposition.
Well, give us a moment to think about it. So,
Take your time. She just kind of leans back in the chair, just kind of waiting.
all right. So, who in the
I
group
vote
is
yes. I
willing?
like this kind of stuff.
Okay.
I could use the gold.
Fugi's like, I'm poor.
Same. I am so broke right now.
Rue is gonna turn around to this person. 2 questions.
Sure.
1, if we take the job and the guards lock us up as they have done so in the past, do you personally vouch for us, or would you say something about it?
Well, as I said, I will be writing you as previously declared a rite of passage. If they have any issues with what you guys are doing, then they can take it up with me.
Second question. How long are you expecting the investigation to take?
Well, I'd prefer soon, the quicker it gets done, obviously, the better. And like I said, if you find out that it was one of my competitors trying to, how should we say, sabotage me, then, well, if you manage to get them, like I said, if you find sizable evidence and manage to cause them to, well, let's say, lose their estates and let's say the Snake Mark family estate grows, then, like I said,
Okay. I turn back around to the group. I vote no.
I vote
Could you
no.
guys imagine? Just think about it.
We could plant evidence.
We get to their warehouse, and like the warehouse door is just like a fucking gravemaker sized hole. shovel and all.
That's what I was thinking.
And he skipped town already.
It's up to you guys.
I mean, Freyja
What co-
definitely wants to. You know, she's just imagining all the rum she can buy from this. So
And what constitutes as evidence that they did it? Like, what are we trying to find? Like,
Whatever you can possibly deem as evidence that could be used against them, provided that they are solid evidence.
Probably not
say-
bringing any heads back this time, Hera.
Yeah.
mm,
Probably not dead bodies. If you had to take a guess, you're probably like something that's been written by them that can be used against them, that kind of stuff. You know.
yeah, but that stuff it requires us to also investigate the other estates.
Yeah,
We
he's
can't just investigate without a warrant.
let's see here. Insight. Yeah, without rolling well, no, an A's probably high enough to kind of tell.
What is this?
I'm just trying to let's see here. I'm just trying to think here.
Good luck.
Well, I mean, like I said, you guys can roll insight if you guys are trying to get a bead on what he's thinking and stuff.
I would like to roll insight.
Okay, what are you trying to insight?
I want to see if I can glean how difficult he thinks this task is and see if he has any suspicions already, I guess.
I mean, you can definitely tell he's always suspicious of the other two families.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of seems like that there's a constant rivalry between them. If
who's-
one family can take out another family, they would do it in a heartbeat. But they're not going to openly do something like that. It'd be more underhanded and espionage like. For difficulty, he's looking at you guys and he's hoping that you guys are smart enough to figure this out as soon as possible. He's not quite sure on how difficult this would be, but he's
Oh, he's in for a bad time then.
Yeah, and the thing is, my concern as a player, as a character like Harrow,
Mhm.
she'll voice it out loud, is while we're in the middle of it, we get suspected of like further sabotaging the other families, and we get into a lot more trouble. So even if we were to track some evidence, who's to say
well,
we're not going to be caught up in the middle? Because we're not investigating, let's say, a missing child, or like, you know, this is specifically three big families competing against each other, sabotaging each other, and
yeah,
we're
and
like
he
strangers.
doesn't, and like I said, with your role in A, he doesn't even know if it's was from what he
You
could
cut out.
tell. Oh, sorry. I said from what your insight roll it was from earlier in A.
Yeah.
From what you can kind of tell, he doesn't know what did it. He, like I said, he's suspicious of other families, but it could have been something else that he's unaware of. So, could be one of the families, could not be. That's just probably, you kind of get a feeling that when he offers jobs like this, and if they can possibly pin it on somebody else, or, if they can possibly get a possibility of removing one of these other families, he probably does it to every offer that's probably like this.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to ask him a third question to make sure that he guarantees if we accept this job, it doesn't get pinned on us because we're accepting the job to begin with.
Like I said, I will be writing you a rite of passage. I'm hoping you won't do anything too, let's say, rash to warrant massive amounts of trouble during this investigation, but I can try my best to, let's say, alleviate issues.
Well, there's two against the rest of us, so Rue and I are still not for it, but if everyone else is in agreement, we don't have a choice, so.
That's totally up to you guys.
All right, I think we're in. Let's do some investigation.
Okay. So I will, let's see here.
Would you mind if we investigated the place and then returned to you with any questions about specifics?
Oh, I was going to have Obark take you to the scene and have you guys get started right away investigating what happened out there. And from there, going with what you guys deem necessary to get this issue resolved.
Okay, well, I think it's fair if before we leave the state, we'll investigate the area, and then before we actually leave the state to follow any more trails, we'll need that warrant or the letter.
Yeah, and as you guys have been debating, and it sounds like that you guys all kind of been for it, you've kind of been listening to him going and kind of asks you for your names while he's been doing it and signs out the names. All right, this is a writ of passage and also, let's say, our contract for this work. So he hands it forward.
Sealed and everything?
It's wrapped. It's not wax sealed or anything like that in
Mm.
case you need to open it or anything. It's nothing that needs a wax seal, but it has his marking on the end of the paper, like he
Right.
used one of those paper presses.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay.
Yeah. And has his signature and stuff on it. And he's like, all right. And he kind of snaps his fingers a couple of times. He's like, show if you will pay them the initial 25. I will and go get Obark. And Obark will take you to the site of the break-in and for you guys to do your work as investigators.
Okay. I'm gonna give the contract to Rue to hold on to, if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
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 Anything I carry gets all bloodied up, so.
Yeah. So handed out to you guys are 25 gold pieces. So go ahead and add that. And eventually this show person comes back with Obark and just big burly half orc and male. And he goes, you called for me? And he's like, yes. Can you take these folks to the site? They will be investigating. He's like, right. Come on, follow me. And leads you guys out of the big house and towards kind of similar, but obviously different because it's a different family. Similar kind of an estate structure, with the basically kind of like a warehouse. Takes you kind of towards the back as you guys come to this kind of storage barn-like structure. As you guys are looking, the doors have been smashed off of this. And currently posted outside are 2 guards. Not Stadero, personal company guards. Like his personal guards. His Obark goes, well, this is the site. I'll let you guys get to work. If you have any further question, I hope maybe one of these two can help you or take you to wherever you need your help. I need to get back to work.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Mm.
So,
Well, first thing, I want to look at this door, see how sturdy it is, like how much force would need to be used to break it.
roll me an investigation check.
Can I assist Pazuzu and
Please do.
yeah, and sort of I'm role playing as, if there's any pieces of wood nearby, I'm trying to break, like put enough force to see if we can recreate it?
Okay. Yeah.
Go for it.
I would say that whatever did this had to be big and had to be very strong. Uh, it's the doors are less that they've been like it's less that they've been knocked over, or it's less that they've been broken, and more that like from the hinges and the locks have just been totally smashed down and like laying flat on the ground.
Was there any markings on the ground that indicated that that creature had a kind of like be in a
Um,
certain stance to
with
do this?
with a 16, I would say you see kind of marks that run down the wood structure of this door.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do they look like 2 legs or 4?
hard to tell.
Okay.
Just from this initial look. And inside you can see like boxes and stuff and crates and stuff have been smashed. Um,
Any
sacks have
footprints?
been ripped. Roll me a survival check.
Oh,
I
I think
will help her.
I
Oh,
okay.
wait.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll again. Because I don't have a good.
Yeah, I don't either. There we go.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
19. Okay. So as you go and kind of on the ground looking and such, eventually you do find what looks like it's a very heavy set, more animalistic print in the ground. You can kind of see how it could have gotten missed. A lot of the ground in here is pretty sturdy. This seems to have been pushed into like yeah, I would say there was probably a sack that was knocked over, and this kind of print was kind of pushed in more into the contents of what was in there and left behind.
Okay. Does anyone have a sketchbook that they'd like to draw this print if we find it again later?
I mean, Freyja has her, songbook that she jots in. So,
You good at drawing?
am I good at drawing, Hesper? I don't know.
That's up to your character if she draws or not. It doesn't matter to me.
I mean,
I think with the kind of stuff that Ane does, like he's good at writing, right? He's like very studied at writing and probably drawing sigils and stuff like that for his work.
yeah.
So he's probably got a decent hand at drawing, I would think.
Okay.
I tear out a piece of paper and hand it over to him with with a pencil.
Ane has his own supplies.
Oh,
Thank
never
you.
mind.
Oh.
Thank
I
you.
I stuff my ripped paper back in my book and put it away.
Yep. All right.
Oh, you're one of those pen snobs, huh?
He's one of
Uh,
those brush snobs.
Yeah, I got a set of pens and brushes and ink. Actually, Ane fucking lowers the shoulder of his kimono, and he's got like a just like a holster, like a belt fed thing of just like pens and quills and stuff. Probably parchment paper.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I see that, those fancy markers. He just no problem buying a horse. I'm thinking this guy's well off.
I think I
Anyways,
started the campaign with 4 gold.
yeah, I would say probably with the way that you're able to kind of sit there, look at it, and draw it and stuff. It's not so much freehand sketching. You got a basic idea of what this print
Okay.
looks like.
So is it like a horse or like a bear or like a dragon or
It's a paw. You can definitely tell it's that
so
Hesper,
kind
with
of
my
bearish, like wide?
ish.
ish.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, could Ane and I kind of ponder based on our travels if we would recognize this?
Roll me a nature check.
What's your nature at?
-1.
Mine's a 4. Do you want to assist me? Like, will you
Yeah,
throw out ideas of what it
yeah,
is?
I'll spitball.
Okay.
So I think Anae's like kind of throwing out ideas of like, maybe it's a bear. No, maybe it's a big lizard. Yeah.
Oh dear God. Okay. 13.
13. It's very heavy set,
Okay.
and I would say from the way that you're looking at it and stuff like that, it seems like because you're guessing more than likely maybe claws strewn across the front on the wood. You're guessing because looking at the print, you don't see claws, so you're maybe guessing retractable.
Retractable claws. Okay.
Ooh.
Or claws.
Like I
All
said,
right.
So a
seems to
big
be
cat.
Yeah, big
could be.
cat.
Well,
OMG.
the damage to like the boxes and stuff, does it look random destruction, or does it look like they were specifically targeting things to destroy and tear up?
Looks from their nature check, looks like whatever was in here might have been looking for food.
Food. Okay, okay.
All right, so there's 2 guards posted here, right? So
Yeah.
hey you guys, so what were you on point when this went down or nearby?
The one that you're talking to just kind of points over the other guy. He's like, he was supposed to be, but he went and took a nap somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy's like, shut up.
Okay.
So, I mean, do you know something
What'd you
that you
dream
haven't told
about?
anybody?
You're asking the other guy what he dreamt about. And he's just like, I don't remember.
Sometimes these things have a way of visiting our dreams.
He honestly, don't even need the roll because I think you have insight on him. He honestly doesn't remember. He's like, I don't remember shit about what I dreamt about.
Okay.
Well, he's asking those questions. Can I look for maybe tufts of hair in this
I would.
destruction?
I'll go ahead and probably use your previous survival check.
Uh-huh.
I would say you're probably able to pull out some hair and stuff, and it's kind of let's see here. Give me a second here. It's kind of a well, I guess that's the thing. You don't really find hair so much. You find feathers, kind of
Ooh.
brown and gray.
Brown, gray feathers. Okay.
All right,
All
Umi,
right.
you're off my list of suspects.
Yeah. I
Good
was
to
just
know.
expecting.
You've been with
I
me
was
the
just.
whole time.
No. You were out. You were
No.
gone. In the evening, you're with Star, and you may or
Yeah,
may not
but
have accurate recollection.
everyone heard, everything.
Potentially, yes, but who's to say after the whole ordeal you went for some snacks?
This
I
is so
mean,
far away to go to snacks. If I wanted to eat a snack, you guys are like right here.
all I'm
Just
saying,
saying.
just, based on what happened with the whole snipping of hair and like some voodoo stuff, I'm just saying.
Okay, well,
You haven't opened your box.
now we know how you don't even know about the box.
I know. Oh, okay. So Umi's out of the. She's not, or something like Umi is out of the picture.
Yeah. Umi in a berserker rage is not in the picture
Yeah.
anymore. Not on the list.
Yeah. Okay. So feathers, they don't know. They didn't see anything. It just destroyed looking for food. There's nothing else that was taken.
No. This
How
is like
big is this storage?
it's a pretty decent size. I'd say it's probably maybe 15 by 15, give or take, 15 by 20 feet.
Do we see a pattern of the preference of the food it was trying to find? Like, I'm sure that did they go beyond just the entrance?
Yeah, everything that was here on the bottom, it obviously didn't climb up.
Uh-huh.
You're assuming, judging by probably the size of the paw print and stuff like that, it's probably too big to probably climb the ladder without breaking it.
Mm.
So not to mention, there's food stuff here on the bottom. It might as well just grab all the food stuff here on the bottom. But
Of the
not
food,
really
what
too
did it
much.
eat?
Well, if it's got feathers, it probably flies. That reminds me. And Ane kind of lifts up his arm, and
Mhm.
his owl just kind of floats down from wherever and lands on it. And
Okay.
I give Sayanine a feather. I'm just like, you know anything about this? You
It
seen
ju-
anything like this around?
it just kind of looks at you like, are you insane?
I know anything about like the local fauna that could have potentially done this?
Doesn't seem to know what this is. It's just like, here's a feather, figure it out. And the owl's just like,
Yeah.
I'm as confused as you are.
Do the guards know anything about the local fauna?
They might know a couple of things, but I mean, it's not like it's their expertise or anything like that.
I mean,
Are
we could
these
check.
like big feathers, or are they just like kind of little bits of fluff? Or
Oh, that's big. Okay.
Yeah, pretty big feather.
okay, pretty
Okay.
big
Pretty big
stonking
feather.
feathers.
Can I smell this feather? I want to sniff it.
Okay,
I
go
want to
ahead.
see if I can get a scent off of it or anything.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Damn.
Okay. Smells kind of musky. Um kind of weird.
Does it smell natural or does it smell like maybe something undead? Or
Not
does it just
undead,
smell like
no.
wild animal?
Animal.
Okay.
So, musky animal.
It smells like animal.
Well, going back to the damaged goods, is there a pattern again? Like, I know we talked about the food, but there's, the meats, dried meats,
There's no
fruit.
meats in here.
There's no meats in here. Okay.
Yeah,
No
it's
meats,
it's
just
it's
grains?
mostly be grains, sugar, vegetables, fruits, and it looks like this thing took whatever it could.
Okay.
So it's looking like this isn't something one of the other houses, one of the other people did.
Not unless
Potentially.
they brought an animal over here and set it free and
Yeah.
go forth and eat shit.
Should we maybe think about going back to the guy who gave us the order, the Lord, and then maybe go to Sweet Dreams pasture and see if the lady who knows about animals may know something about the fauna that potentially could do this?
It
Yeah,
might be.
sounds like a plan. But
You're also
I do want to go outside and look for any tracks, see if I
that's
can get a
what
sense.
that's what I was about ready to say. There could be tracks outside too.
Yeah. Just I was kind of throwing that out if we end up having a cold trail.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and guess whoever's helming this, go ahead and roll me a survival check. If somebody's assisting, you can do it at advantage or 2 separate rolls.
Do it again if you'd like. Add advantage since I have a 3 in it.
I think Fugi only has a 3 too.
Yeah.
Hughie, do you want to do it? I can assist you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
23. Okay, so it takes you a little bit of time, but eventually you start finding as you go further out and the ground's less worked and more natural. you start finding that the ground starts giving way to the weight of this creature, and looking at it, you're like, there's 3.
3 creatures.
Oh, 3 separate tracks.
They're going the same direction, but there's 3 of them.
Okay.
And they're kind of you guys are on the northeast end of town, so this is continuing even further northeast, like up, going towards the mountains.
Okay. Okay, so we have potentially location, Pazuzu, Nay, and Freyja. The bookstore that you guys went to, do you remember where it is? Because maybe we can ask them if they have any books on the monsters in the area, the fauna, potentially. And then Hesper, could I recall, based on my training, if I could remember if this was like a griffin or something?
I'm trying to remember what your background, if I remember right, is about knowing your directions in it and kind of remembering landscape and stuff, if I remember right, because you have the Outlander background, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not so much about recalling information about that, and this doesn't seem like it fits in your realm of fae, undead, or fiends.
Okay.
So, yeah, gleaning information from your past and such, nothing seems to come to mind.
Just because, like, part of my background, even though I'm a wanderer, part of it was trained to hunt monsters. So that's kind of where I'm getting at. But, okay.
Okay, I mean, if you want to roll a nature check, go for it. I can let you know if there's anything that would have a
I was
semblance of what you're
thinking more
thinking.
of like history, but okay.
In recalling stuff about animals and stuff is nature,
I,
unfortunately.
I
I'm sorry.
get that. It was more of like my dad telling me stories about monsters that he hunted. That's where I'm kind of getting
Mm,
at, but okay. So nature. It almost
18. Okay. Feathers. uh, you've heard of possibly creatures like this? Some weird chimera amalgamation of multiple animals put into one? Could possibly be something along those lines, is what you're thinking.
Hmm.
And that's
okay.
man-made, right? In the D&D
Usually.
world?
Generally, yeah, it's not natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not natural at all. Okay. Um, well, I'll let the team know what my speculations are, and then how would they like to proceed.
Well, I
I
still
mean,
like the idea of going back to the pasture, see if they know anything.
yeah. With their checks, though, I mean, would they be able to see if maybe there was like a lead, like something that led these creatures here? Like,
It was just those creatures. Yeah, with Pazuzu's 23 in survival, he can
okay,
definitely see it was these creatures and these creatures alone, and there was
okay,
3 of
not
them.
like little food trail left, like little crumbles of anything for them to like be led here.
Not led here, but it looks like that they took food with them.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
food leaving but not coming.
Just trying
So,
So I
to
think
see the angle of maybe the other great families
I would
being
say I
responsible.
would say passively at this point, especially with your checks, it's a pretty safe bet to rule them out.
Okay.
This is this is a natural cause of some creature that through base urges needed to find food and found an easy, plentiful source of it.
I'm just very curious as to they got to the storage versus the livestock or children kind of thing.
Because of this I mean, yeah, there's livestock, but it's not. This is like the closest to this kind of thing that they're at, like where the storage is and stuff like that, is the furthest on the outskirts of this whole entire plantation kind of thing.
Okay.
So you kind of get a feeling that these creatures are going for the easiest thing, and probably had a sense that there were people up and about and moving. So the easiest thing to break into was this thing that was not guarded at the time.
Okay.
Or we could
All
just
right.
go back to the manor, let the guy know that it was, just bad luck. We did our job.
Yeah.
I
What?
think I can arrange a better payday for us.
Yeah, if
Okay.
he wants us to take care of these chimeras or something, he could pay us some more to do it. We
I
Okay.
did
was
what he
thinking
asked us
something
to.
else.
Oh yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm a pretty good draftsman. I can look at somebody's writing and possibly copy it and make it look like they sent those griffins or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, but then I guess yeah, that's a possible thing. Planted evidence, like Umi suggested earlier. But I mean, the other families would have had a history of dabbling in breeding of beasts that would potentially go out of control. That's the only drawback.
Freyja is not good with this idea. She just wants to go let him know and collect the money and have some rum.
You think they're going to give us any more money if we find out it's just beasts? I don't think so.
Probably not, but I don't know about forging evidence, like planting evidence. I don't know about that.
You would say, looking through the contract and stuff, just going back and telling him, okay, we found out it was the beast or whatever it was, pay us the rest. You're not going to get the rest. This is not completion of the job.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. I think if we are going to finish this quest, we either track the animals to wherever they're located and locate the supplies, and that can be proof. Or we forge a document saying that maybe somebody in these families knows a guy who has been experimenting with these weirdo creatures and has ordered a hit on a storehouse.
I think in order to get that to stick, we have to prove that these are man-made creatures. So I think we still need to
We're gonna have to check them
confirm.
out anyway.
Yeah, we still have to confirm it. So keep that on the back of your mind for the extra gold. But let's go then and stop at the bookstore before we go to the pasture to the stable, because the bookstore's closer to the estate. See if they have any books on bestiaries in the area, and then we go to the stables and ask the lady.
Okay.
And then we head
So
out.
that book that we found that described Amut, that wasn't found at the bookstore. That was found at that like junk store, right?
Yeah.
That was found at the junk.
The place that the kobold likes, Goosewaddle.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was found at the Dizzy Goose, and from what you guys remember reading through it, nothing fits this description from there. So okay, so heading back to the you guys are heading back to the shady book, sneaky boulder, right?
Sneaky boulder first.
Yep.
Sneaky boulder. Okay.
Be right back.
Okay. Okay, so is you guys enter, probably talk to him. I would tell you, looking through his book selection and stuff like that, it's very much all of his stuff is all natural animals. So you're looking at things like foxes and deer and bears and nothing that would fit this description.
Okay.
Nothing big, heavy set, and feathered.
All right. Then let's head over to the stable.
Okay.
Ask that lady if she knows of any creatures potentially in the area, and then we try to head out towards the
Okay.
mountains. Track 'em.
Okay. Yeah. So heading over that way, she's like, I've. Actually, roll a nature check. Nope. Out of her expertise of animals that she knows, she mostly deals with livestock.
Okay.
And whatever you guys are chasing is not livestock.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, thank you for your insight. And let's head back to the state so we can follow the trail from there to the mountains.
Okay.
If there's any trail to follow, if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah, there's a trail, and with Pazuzu's check, it it's pretty easy to follow. Uh, I'm guessing the dad must have showed up finally.
Yes, that's what they said on the thing. So they're
Yeah.
BRB, but the rest of us who are here,
Yeah.
we can go ahead and start the process.
Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll need another survival check.
Okay.
If you have somebody helping you, feel free to roll it.
Could
Let
your
me
owl
check.
help me, Ane?
I can just help you.
Okay, thank you, Ane.
We roll in one each.
T, what's your survival at?
4.
All right. How about I help you? You roll at advantage.
Okay,
Okay.
so Ane is leading this charge.
Yeah. Oh no.
16. Okay. Well, fortunately for you, these creatures are not very discreet about returning home with their prize. Is it's easy enough to find either either these paw prints, possible lost feathers, or bits and pieces of food. As you guys proceed deeper into this into the woods on the outskirts of town, I would say you guys probably travel about a good, like I said, it's not very discreet, and I only need one check since the Pazuzu check was so good at the very beginning. As you guys clearly know what you're looking for. As you guys make your way through these woods, following these trails and such, probably takes you about a good 2 hours, I want to say, of tracking these creatures down.
Okay.
You start to get to a bit. It's kind of mountainy, but not quite the mountains yet. It seems like juts of like smaller bits of the mountain just kind of jut up from this point. Like I said, about 2 miles out. Um, and the woods start to get kind of dense at this point. It seems like this is not a very well traveled area for people. As you kind of get a sense from the tracking and stuff, you guys are probably drawing pretty close to whatever these are.
Okay. Are we seeing any semblance of nesting areas of rest?
You're I would say more than likely you're assuming if there's anywhere. Like I said, this kind of not really a hill. It's kind of like a miniature kind of mountain kind of area. So you're assuming maybe there's some cave structure here that might be something that it goes in that
Okay.
they go into or whatever.
Um, is there any trail, or this all has to be with climbing?
Oh no, there's a trail going towards this. Like I said, this kind of mountain thing, and like I said, it's just the wood. The woods are starting to get thicker, and I didn't know if you guys were planning on doing something before, or if you guys are just following the trail willy nilly, or what are you guys? Basically, what I'm trying to get at.
I mean, if we're trying to find and hunt these creatures, we want to be keeping an eye out so we're not ambushed. So
Mm-hmm.
if other people are in agreement, we're not just following willy nilly. Anae is like leading the trail, but
Hmm.
I think at least for me, it's like I'm keeping an eye out to make sure they're not coming from other sides. Granted, the force is getting thicker, so an aerial attack is probably unlikely. But let's say they don't fly. Let's say they're still on the ground. Like I'm just kind of trying to be aware and mindful to be prepared if we don't get tackled or something by it while we're trying to find their hideout, their nest.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll me a perception check then.
Okay.
Okay. 16. Okay. So you don't spot anything as you start getting closer to this. Uh 16. Yeah, I would say though very faintly on the wind, you kind of hear something that kind of sounds like uh it's not a roar. Uh just the like the sounds of a hollering like wildcat, like a panther or something.
Oh, not again.
Okay. Um.
Not again what?
Because we've heard lots of hollering cat sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Would there be like a hiss, like a
No.
a roar?
I'm
You
trying
said.
to. It's not really a roar. It's more. I guess they kind of let out kind of like screams and other stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I want to hone in on my senses since, in theory, based on my feats, if I'm smelling or listening to something, I roll at advantage. Can I try to pinpoint further?
I already rolled your second die on this
Oh,
end,
okay. Okay.
and
Uh,
unfortunately I rolled lower.
oh, so I still can't pinpoint, but it's probably above us
It's
since most
it's
predators are on higher ground.
it's I would say probably from you think it sounds like it's coming deeper in this wooded area towards
The
the kind of
rocks.
like I said the
Cliffs.
rocks. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's nothing nearby you. It's just
Okay.
and it's pretty faint on the wind.
All right. I'll
So
let the group know that it's further up the cliffs to be on your guard. Sorry, continue, Hesper.
okay. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out what you guys are doing. You guys going to try to sneakily go more towards the mountains? And like I said, I'm just not sure what you guys are doing, so that's why I'm.
I kind of um I feel like we should wait till the others get back before we get in trouble.
Yeah,
But
that's fine. So while we wait, let's discuss our position in the group, like the line of how we're going to be progressing forward. Um, who would like to go in the front apart from Anae? Anae is leading, but eventually I don't know if you'd like to be kind of
um
frontliner.
yeah, An A can kind of be either, from what I remember of like how my stats compare to other people's.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I guess. Let me see, because I know Lonnie's.
So I guess that makes them mid-range.
Yeah. Rue, how do you want to be in?
Rue is just gonna, as they're walking, just gonna do stone up skin, and is then just gonna start walking towards the front.
Okay.
Towards the front, okay. From the last
I'll-
time that you guys did combat and stuff like that, I
Mhm.
know Fugi was more towards the middle, and Khaleesi was all the way in the back, along with
Mhm.
Bubba, but Bubba's not here, so.
Yeah. For now we'll have Umi in the back because I think Lonnie's multitasking right now, trying to.
Yeah, I don't mind picking up the rear.
Okay. So Umi in the back.
So I'll be in the mid front, or I guess since I'll be kind of in the front trying to listen to them while Ane and Rue are there. So
Okay.
I think I don't have to be all the way in the front because I have keen hearing. So I'll just stick around the squish in the middle and make sure they don't get attacked from the sides or from above as we get potentially closer. But let's just wait a moment while they come back. Is it okay if maybe we take like a 10-minute break, see if they come back? Something to drink.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out because
Yeah,
I
I would
can
like
see
to-
some movement in Fugi's, but yeah. you guys
I
wanna
would like
ahead and
to
take a
go
break?
get water and stuff. I have a thing I can throw up for this.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to go ahead and take a break, go for it real quick.
Yes. Is she a vampire? Is she glamoring him?
Yeah?
All time to Genji here. Gotcha. Monster Train. Oh god. Keep going.
Oh my god, damn it. There's kind of less to it than I thought there would be.
Oh, it's very simple. That's what makes it so enjoyable to just replay it again and again. It just has a good feedback loop.
I killed her
getting
before
more
she
and more
killed me!
Oh shit!
I thought I died!
Yeah, same here. Evaporated.
Oh, we just keep going. Okay. Doors open. What?
Oh, damn it!
What? Oh!
He died. That's amazing.
Oh, because yeah, you have 0 HP. Wow. Ah.
Well done, masterclass.
Wow.
That was like good comedic timing too.
Oh, so yeah, what is it? Kevin, write this down. There's a clip. There should be a clip.
Yeah,
I'll give you a timestamp.
Got it. Please tell me that's checkpointed.
Alright, so the thing I was trying to get you to do at the hospital would have given us an alternative option here, but we...
Oh no! We just have to kill her?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh. Well. Game over.
Nomura-san. Oh, Dio! Hello! Would you happen to know any place where sailors might hang out?
Yeah.
I see them partying and rabble-rousing at Sakuragaoka Park at night. First, they get drunk in Dobuita, then move their party up here after
God,
closing time.
his face is freaking me out.
It's like super up close.
He doesn't know which direction to look.
Exactly, and they're like, dude, you just use your whole head. Whoa, you can see the neck.
I'm usually asleep by then, but I think it's pretty late at night. Once I had to go yell at them to keep me down. The next morning, I found my precious car had been keyed and spit all over. That's terrible. Well,
I can't even pay attention to what he's saying.
Not to mess with jerks like
That's
that.
terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my
About
god.
sailors, I don't care if they drink in Dobuita.
Alright, thanks,
but
pal.
I
No,
wish
don't.
they'd stay there. I agree. About sailors, they're more than welcome.
Oh my
to get
god, I don't know if you
drunk.
want to
I wish
actually.
they-
Oh, he's actually using his upper torso now.
David and Susanna. Apparently, Susanna's mother was a dark sorceress, particularly famous among fortune tellers. It also seems Susanna herself dabs in fortune telling. Oh, we know about fortune telling, alright.
I want to be good at, but I just could not handle it. I like the, all this, the fact that there's a lot of a scientific answer for a lot of stuff.
What is
The other thing I hated about the class is that, oh, we got a little buddy there.
Wow! Spiritual
Oh.
family.
He betrayed you in the end. Everybody betray me.
They found out
Oh my
about
god.
Excuse me.
Yo,
What the
what is
fuck?
it?
Truth is,
I
Whoa.
heard all about it. I heard you staged quite a show.
Yeah,
at the
another
Hall
person,
Bar.
another character. Like,
right.
Don't worry.
hey,
none
I
about
can't talk to you straight.
I'm looking for
It's
a
a problem
man
with my back,
named
so I have to
Charlie.
talk to you like
it. I
this.
hear a lot of rumors about him. That he's one nasty piece of work.
Do you know where I can find him?
Where he's at, I wouldn't know that. Apparently, he turns up from time to time, though.
Jesus.
It might just be his defense mechanism against predators.
What the fuck?
Oh. Yeah. Yikes. You can count the frames happening right now. Are you fighting like a task bot?
What is this?
Yay. This is your death in slow motion.
Okay. Come on. What? Ooh, whiplash. Is she a vampire? Is she glamoring him?
Yeah?
All time to Genji here. Gotcha. Monster Train. Oh god. Keep going.
Oh my god, damn it. There's kind of less to it than I thought there would be.
Oh, it's very simple. That's what makes it so enjoyable to just replay it again and again. It just has a good feedback loop.
I killed her before she killed me!
Oh shit!
I thought I died!
Yeah, same here. Evaporated.
Oh, we just keep going. Okay. Doors open. What?
Oh, damn it!
What? Oh!
He died. That's amazing.
Oh, because yeah, you have 0 HP. Wow.
Ah,
Well done, masterclass.
wow.
That was like good comedic timing too.
Oh, so yeah, what is it? Kevin, write this down. There's a clip that there should be clip.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give you a timestamp.
Got it. Please tell me that's checkpointed.
All right, so the thing I was trying to get you to do at the hospital would have given us an alternative option here, but we.
Oh no! We just have to kill her?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh. Well. Game over.
Nomura-san. Oh, Dio! Hello! Would you happen to know any place where sailors might hang out?
Yeah.
I see them partying and rabble-rousing at Sakuragaoka Park at night. First, they get drunk in Dobuita, then move their party up here after
God,
closing time.
his face is freaking me out.
Very intrigued right now.
I know, that's why I left the door open. He's just watching you.
We're back.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
I'm gonna mute myself
All right.
while I eat, but I'm here.
All right. So, like I said, how are you guys proceeding?
Meow.
Do we want to fill in the people who've been away for like 15 minutes?
I kind of told them what was going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was doing while you guys were gone, because they came right back as soon as you guys left.
Wow.
Sorry,
Nailed
Lily
it.
is a talker, so yeah. We always end up, one of us, me or Fugi, ends up talking to him forever when he picks her up.
Okay.
Okay, so we tracked them down. We heard some cat-like noises, and now we're gathering up to go further in.
Now we're about to roll for initiative.
Well, didn't know if you guys are being sneaky about this, or if you guys are just rolling up like we own the place, or what.
I mean, if we're entering some like mountainy area where we know these things are at, I don't think we're gonna just run in. Yes, sneaky.
You never know. You never know what people are thinking. So I would make sure. All right. So.
I mean, I'm sneaking. I don't know about the rest of you.
Okay. Oh, if everybody's sneaking, I need stealth rolls.
Oh dear. Never mind, we're
Okay.
not sneaking.
Okay.
Yeah, not a lot of sneaking going on here.
Outside of Harrow.
Yeah.
We tried our best, okay?
Yeah, I think.
Like you probably did. Rue just walks and assumes he's being quiet.
Yeah. I'm just checking something. Yeah. As you guys are walking through here, trying to be quiet, as you guys start drawing closer, you start to round a tree, and as you're slowly trying to push branches and stuff out of the way, you just hear a loud. This Ruse just steps on a big, massive stick and like snaps it in half. As you push these kind of these plants out of the way, like flowers and different kind of shrubs and stuff. Like I said, it's very overgrown. It's slow going through here. And you notice all of a sudden this head pops up. Like yellow-eyed, like I said, this brown and gray kind of lineish kind of owl-esque like pattern.
Ooh.
As it pokes its head up and like turns in your direction, and you hear a growl, and then you notice a couple of more heads pop up. You just hear growling, And yeah, I would say at this point they don't seem to be charging you guys, but they're not happy that you're here. So, what are you guys doing?
Crying. Is
We
that a
should
free
probably
action?
fight them, huh?
Are they cute?
Depends on your definition of cute.
I
They're
think ugly
ugly.
is cute, so they're probably cute.
They're
Hmm.
big, thick
How
boys.
how
That's
many
why.
are there?
3.
Free Albert.
We should run.
Yeah. That's a lot of heavy boys.
Let's see here. I would say an A, the closest one to you is about 130 feet. So there's a decent gap between you guys.
Hmm.
And the foliage would slow you guys down. And you're assuming probably them too.
Are they all the same size?
Yeah, give or take. I mean, one might be a little
A little what?
a little bit bigger, but not vastly.
Are they holding or wearing anything?
They're bestial, so
Okay.
yeah.
Was gonna distract if we were running.
I kind of have the feeling that maybe if we ran, they would be able to catch up to most of us.
Who's the fast or who's the slowest?
accurate?
I mean, they're the only ones that have to worry, right?
I think you and Rue are the
Ah, well,
slowest.
shit. Never mind. Let's not run.
I am the slowest, but I also don't get stopped by the terrain.
Yeah.
I mean, I have something that can help me not be caught on. Yeah, so.
Well, I need to know what you guys are doing soon because these things are getting agitated that you're in their area.
I think we should lure them in further into the woods so they don't have an advantage at the height if we're gonna fight them. And I'm turning into hybrid form for the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you turn into hybrid. Okay. Okay. So you guys running then?
I think we are trying to get to more strategic ground.
So maybe
Okay.
slowly backing up.
Okay. So as you guys slowly back up away from these creatures and
Yeah.
continue for quite a while, they don't seem to be giving chase.
They got some good over there.
They're probably babies.
Oh, no.
If there's 3 of them, and it was probably the mom that came in to look for food.
Well,
Well,
3
no,
of
there
them
were
came
3.
in.
3 of
Oh.
them, yeah. We saw 3 tracks.
So yeah, as you guys are backing up, these creatures are not following.
It's good for us.
Ooh, I think I got it.
So,
how do we want to go about this? Either we have to kill one of them to bring them over for evidence, because I don't think he's just gonna want a drawing. I think we should lure one in.
Lure one in
To
where?
the woods.
Like to the village? The city?
No. Just like away from the others, away from the cliff sides, because they have an advantage. If they jump down and try to like come at us, the woods, the forest area would slow them down a little bit.
If we manage to kill one of these things, could we carry it back to... Well, I guess we cut off its head, but I mean, that's not proof. That's just proof that we went and hunted an owlbear.
can my mage hand lift one?
No.
Definitely not.
Like grab it by the scruff of its neck and bring it to us, you know?
Mage hand is like 10 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing's 200 pounds.
I was mostly joking. I figured no.
I just think at our level, like 3 owlbears is going to be a lot.
Mhm.
But I mean, that could. All I'm saying is that we could let them know that there's 3 owlbears residing in the wild, and they're going to be coming periodically to get scavenge for food. And it wasn't the other group. But
I think he's still just going to ask us to come take care of it.
which is why maybe we should get like a deer or something and lure one in, kill it, and then lure the other ones in. Or they might just try to come for the deer. I don't know. They seem to be opportunistic.
I have an
Makes me
idea.
think. Uh-huh.
We take that medicine man's old horse. We bring him out here and lure him back to the village. Lure.
Oh, why not just get some deer that it's around the area and slaughter him?
And they must be evil. Good God, man. Evil, evil man.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Well, we clearly weren't super close to the territory since they didn't attack us, so. I mean, it's up to you guys. We got 25 gold.
I mean, yeah, we could just leave.
If you want the other 50, we have to kill 3 owlbears. And that's
Probably not worth it.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know if they're owlbears.
Potentially. We don't know. Alright, well. Well, fuck it. Let's just lure one in. I'll, just cut my hand. And make my paws glow and see if they'll, like, come to the smell of blood.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So,
Okay.
so you cut your hands and use your right on your. Okay. You take 3 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. And I approach the closest one with my blood on my hammies in hybrid form. See if
Okay.
I approach it to about. So it was 160 feet when an A was
It's
initially.
130 from an A.
130. I'll get to about 80 feet from it and see if it'll approach.
Okay.
And my goal is to lure back to the group to the forested area.
Okay. So are the rest of you staying back then?
I ready my bow, but I stay back.
I will stay close to Harrow to try and help, but behind her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm staying back, but I'm prepared to run forward if I see all 3 of them coming.
Same.
Okay.
Like as soon as I see, like she's just trying to get one. If I see all 3 start to move, I'm trying to run up forward a bit.
Yeah, before like any attack at all.
Okay. Okay. So as you guys pulled back, decided to see if drawing it out with blood and stuff would do anything. Harrow tries to make her way up towards the halfway in between where well, no, you said you wanted to be about 80 feet away from them, so probably put you right around in there. So
I
as
don't know
you
what. We're in the other map, so we have no idea where we are.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Okay.
just trying to figure this out. As you kind of approach and just slowly until you kind of get to the area where you saw them before, you peel back one of the bushes and look where they were. They're
Uh-huh.
not there right now.
Okay, I
You don't.
kind of sniff the air and listen in with my ears to see where they're at.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check then. Smell isn't going to help you because it smells like whatever these creatures are all over the place.
Okay.
But possible
then-
sound. So, like I said, just roll roll perception at advantage.
Alright.
18. You can't tell. Two of them must be way too quiet for you. That you can't hear them. One of them sounds like it's kind of off to your left as you're looking at where the cave was. You kind of hear just a very slight rustle.
I turn to the left and kind of put my hand in like a fist position to like make my blood like pull out even more and throw it in that direction, like specks of blood towards that direction.
Okay, you throw blood towards that direction. It doesn't seem to be lured towards you. You're assuming more than likely because you don't see it.
Mhm.
You're assuming it must be waiting either for a better opportunity or waiting for you to do something it really doesn't like.
Okay, well, I move forward in the direction that I sense a sound to see if I can lure it out. Move another 10 feet forward.
Okay. Yeah, 10 feet isn't really going to do much.
I do it slowly at a time, another 10 feet.
Okay.
Staying with Harrow.
Oh, you're moving up too? Okay.
Staying behind Harrow, but I'm going to stay with Harrow. I'm not going to leave her alone.
Okay, so you're going with... Okay, I would say...
Ane is maintaining a distance, I would say. Like, I want to be, like, in shooting range of... Yeah. I don't want to just be, like, trailing behind, like, out of combat if something goes down.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm in shooting range as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would say you probably feel like you get about 45-ish feet, 50 feet, give or take, away from this creature before you start hearing it growling at you.
Okay.
Uh,
I go ahead.
Up to you if you want to try to decipher what this kind of a growl is, or you're just assuming.
Yeah, I want to determine if it's like a warning, like, you know, back off, or...
All right, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll me an insight.
Okay.
Okay, 20. Yeah. It's growling. It seems very unhappy that you're here, and very unhappy that you're getting closer to what it would probably be considered its territory, and getting to a point where you're threatening it. So it is threatening you right back.
Only issue is like, I mean, we already killed a bunch of wolves. These are naturally occurring in the environment. I just would hate to kill all of them when they're part of the nature, like, you know, the order. But I need to get a good look at them, so...
I would say from what you looked at before, like I said, these things are kind of chimera-esque. They're not natural.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep moving forward because then they need to be dealt with.
Okay.
Even though they haven't killed any livestock yet. Or children yet.
Yeah, I would say as soon as you move 40 feet, it feels threatened, and it's going to initiate combat with you guys. So
Alright.
I am going to move you guys to the map.
Battle music start.
Yeah, if I could only play music. But I can't because YouTube hates everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting copyrighted. Alright. This is nice foliage.
And like I said, the foliage kind of slows you guys down. So let me go ahead and open up the turn order and
Slows everyone but Rue down.
pretty much.
Yeah. Come on.
We got buttons now.
We got buttons. Oh, right. I got
Oh, I forgot that.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's been an extra bit of time, hasn't it? Okay.
Ew. That was my lowest roll for the day. That's fine. I'll take it.
Okay, so let me go ahead and set up the
To be fair, that's
order.
also my lowest roll for the
Yeah,
day.
I was about to say, what the
Yeah, look
hell?
at the 0. Oh
He
my
has a negative
goodness.
dexterity modifier, so. Okay, so we got Ane, Freyja, Pazuzu, Umi, Harrow, and Rue, with no idea where these creatures. You know, you have a general idea where this creature is, but you don't have a bead on actually seeing it. So, anyways. All right. So, Ane, you're up first. What are
Oh,
you
man.
doing?
I'm trying to find the creatures on the map. We don't know, do we?
No, they're stealthing right now. You guys backed up far enough to where they could do that.
Okay. Let me get my ruler out. So I think I want to move like behind a bush.
Okay. And like I said, if you cut
What
through
are these, like
bushes,
knee high?
yeah, kind of waist high, so that's why it's
Okay.
slowing you down.
Yeah, no problem.
Except for Rue. Okay.
Get the laser. All right.
So, are you doing anything other than moving? Or are you just moving? Carrying
Um,
action? What are you doing?
Well, as of yet, Anae's probably not convinced that these are good or evil, so he's probably not interested in casting protection from good and evil.
You kind of have a feeling looking at these aren't like fiends or fae or anything that would fit that spell.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that these would be something affected by that. So I can call upon Sayanine and ask it to watch over them. I guess.
Oops, give me a second here. I'm on the wrong. Okay. So you want Sayanine to use its action to see if it can spot anything?
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a perception check using the owl.
Okay.
And if you're
I
using
have
sight,
to
then
use.
I think the owl rolls at advantage with sight.
Correct.
Also, Hesper.
Mm-hmm.
Just a reminder of my blind fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Is this applicable here?
It's not within range of you, so
All right,
you know.
so just
Yeah,
anyway,
you don't
but
sense it
then-
yet, but yeah, if it got within range, then it would be applicable.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So Sayanine goes flying through the treetops and starts circling around in this area. So, looking where Sayanine is, you're assuming something is there. You kind of hear a little bit more rustling and such as Sayanine goes flying around, hooting and making noises in
Hell
that
yeah.
area. If you want to fire off a blind shot and hope that you hit it, you can.
Oh, me? Yeah.
Or you can hold your action.
I will hold my action.
All right.
I guess until a creature pops out or
So when a creature becomes visible, you want to shoot it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, Freyja?
All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and bonus action Radiant Soul so I can get over all this foliage. and also just because I want to do this. And I'm gonna dash up to where they are just to make sure that I'm within, but I'm also out of, reach.
Okay, so you're flying.
Yeah, I fly dashed up here. Just
Okay. Are you going up or are you just.
oh shoot, that's right. I can't do both, can I?
No, you can do both. I'm just saying, are you elevating yourself so you're in the air?
Yeah, I'm in the air, but I can't go all the way 60 feet, right? Because I'm going up and
You
forward.
can if you go up at an angle. You could go all the way to 60 feet, or you can go up to
Okay.
30 feet. Yeah, as long as you can go 60 or 30, whichever.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of be behind them and.
So are
just
you
kinda
going? Are
watching.
you going up to 60, or are you just staying at 30?
The 60 where I'm at. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just
Well,
gonna.
so you're 60 feet in the air. Got it.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm 30 feet in the air. I'm 60 feet. I've shot forward 60 feet. So
Okay, so 30 feet in 30 feet high, 60 feet out. That's
yes,
perfectly fine. Yep,
yes.
that should work just fine. Alrighty, so you, Pazuzu and Umi, since you're towards the back, and eventually Ine, you watch just this shadow. Ine, you just kind of see the shadow and look up, and you just see these like luminescent wings just out of the back of Freya's back. You two just see these wings come out, eyes just kind of turn like a glowing green, and she just just takes off in the air.
Damn, everyone's characters are so cool.
Okay, so that was your action, your bonus action, and your movement. So you are done. Pazuzu.
Okay, I think I'm gonna move to this little clearing up
Okay.
here, and
Yeah, should be fine.
well, first I will bonus action become my starry form.
Dun 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 dun. Okay, where's the gun? There's the gun.
Just the
Pew pew.
Guess
And
I'm assuming you're going with arrow.
yeah,
Okay. Are you going to try and just randomly shoot in the direction that the owl's in with your bow?
no, I think I'm just gonna hold my action and wait to shoot at anything that I can see.
Okay, and what are you shooting? Like, are you casting a spell? Are you using a
Uh,
cantrip?
just my star form archer.
Okay. Well, the shoot with your archer, that's the bonus action that you turn into, and you decided not to do that. So
Then yeah, I'll be ready to produce flame.
produce flame. Okay. Alrighty. Well, as I said before, this creature feels threatened.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
That was me. Oh, you didn't mean to shield magic?
Yeah,
me?
I didn't mean to
Oh.
hit that.
Okay, so it is. You watch as the one that Sanin was kind of flying around, just kind of come barreling out of the woods here. Let me take care of the other two.
Oh, they're kind of cute.
Yeah, not owlbears. Something similar to owlbears, but
You're like puke puke.
Ooh.
the other two, you guys still don't have an idea where they're at. By the way, Umi, you're on deck, and Harrow, you're after that.
Okay.
Let's see here. One bite and one claw. So it's gonna try to bite you, Harrow.
All right.
18. I think that hits you even when you're transformed.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I need to pop up Brazilian height. Hold on. Yeah, because I go up to 17. Yeah, so that hits.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Silvery Barbs.
Okay. Needs to reroll a new.
Thank you.
Supposed to. It's what was Silvery Barbs again? It rerolls and takes the new roll, or
Use the lower.
Use the lower roll.
Okay. Lower was 18.
Oh.
So it still hits, but as part of that, you then choose a different creature you can see within range, or you can choose yourself, and that creature has advantage on the next attack, ability check, or saving throw. So who do you want to give advantage to?
Harrow.
All right. All right. So I am going to you with this yellow dot. So your next D20 roll is at advantage. But
Okay.
it does still hit you with that attack.
Okay.
And your thing is like barbarian, so you have to damage. So you're going to take 3 points of piercing damage as this creature opens up its like toothy maw and just bites into you.
Okay.
And then where did I put the stupid sheet? I hate when I do that. Oh, it's up there. And then it's going to attack you with a claw attack.
Mhm.
9.
Nope.
9. So, bites you with that, rears back, and just kind of gets up on its back leg and swings a claw at you. And you just manage to get your sword in the way and just kind of, or actually, no, you don't have your sword. You have your
Why am I
claws on
outclassed?
fires. Anyways, you just kind of sidestep out of the way as it just kind of and just kind of rips through some of the ground like shrubbery and plant life.
Okay.
All right, Umi.
Do I get my held action?
Oh, one did come into
Yeah.
view, so yeah, that is true. I'm going to give it
Partial
half cover.
cover. Half cover.
Yeah, half
Okay.
cover. So that's going to be an extra 2 to its AC.
Okay. I shoot it with my longbow.
Okay. 12 unfortunately does not hit. Is the arrow just kind of whizzes past it, and it just sees this arrow whiz past it and kind of turns towards you and kind of hisses at you.
Hell yeah.
A mighty hiss.
Umi?
I'm gonna use my use all my movement and then use my action to dash.
Okay.
So I can get right up by Rue.
Yeah, I would say that you could probably definitely do that with your dash and stuff.
Okay.
You can probably with your action make it up to here.
Okay, perfect.
And that's your action.
I think that's it.
Okay. Harrow.
Okay. I'm gonna attack it at advantage with my claws. Predatory strikes.
Okay. Don't forget you have your right
Yeah.
activated on them, so.
The fiery 11.
11. No.
Alright, got
You miss this creature.
Got my bonus action for it and attack again. Normal.
Yeah, that one will hit.
Okay.
As you strike into it, dealing first blood. 13 points of damage.
The cat
Fairly.
is so loud.
You hear Valkor?
Yeah, it's hard to miss him.
Yeah, he's right next to you. He's being a butt. I'm gonna close the door.
So, yeah, as you slash into this creature for 13 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
And then with my sentinel, he now has a 0.
No, he only does that when he provokes.
Yeah, and he provokes attack. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm done. That ends my turn.
Okay. Rue.
Okay, so first things first, I am going to use my sorcery points to quicken a spell, and I am going to cast Earthen Grasp right here and have it reach for the leg of this creature.
Okay, did I set that up? I did.
Ooh.
It will need to make a strength save.
All right.
Yummy ham.
Strength save. And the DC for that
Is 11.
Ooh. It rolled a 3.
Nice. It is risk, so that means it takes. That is 2d6 bludgeoning damage, and claw has onto it. So let me.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say if you can click the spell there so I can see it and double check.
Oh, I can click the spell, yeah, just because it doesn't work on the main page, so I can put. Nope, I want that. Then.
Okay.
6.
So let's see here. I'm just seeing 2d6. Yeah, go ahead and roll that. And on a failed, target takes 2 and is restrained. Okay, so
No, now he's restrained. Oh man.
yep. So restrained, if I remember right, means that all attacks against it are at advantage.
Yeah.
Or all melee.
Yeah, all melee except range, right? Range and magic.
Yeah, I think I'm just double checking things real quick. Restrained. 0 can't benefit from any speed bonuses. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Okay, so and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage, and disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So, all right. So that was your quicken bonus action.
Yep. Then I am going to, for my basic action, going to cast Minor Illusion over in this area I'm pinging to make the sound of a wounded deer that I'm certain I've heard Harrow hunt them.
Okay. Go ahead and yeah, I guess go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me your spell. Yeah, go ahead and use your basically, well, your spell modifier is charisma, so go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead and roll charisma and add your proficiency bonus, like if you're just rolling a spell attack. 6.
So
Okay.
5. Well, plus the proficiency that would bring it to 8.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if these creatures would be deceived. Okay. Okay. I would say the one creature that you can see looks very confused.
Okay.
You don't know
so any
about
other
the
creatures
others.
that see the illusion have to succeed the DC 11 intelligence check to examine if the illusion is fake.
Okay, that's okay. I forgot that it actually. Okay, so yeah, let me go ahead. Yeah, like I said, it just kind of seems confused that there's a wounded deer sound coming from there, and it's just like kind of like that wasn't there before.
Yeah, that's more for if there's any in hiding. And then I'm gonna take a step here and end my turn.
Okay. An A.
I would like to hopefully get in punching range. Am I crossing through some nasty stuff to get there?
Maybe a little bit, but you should be fine.
Okay. Am I good moving to the square I'm indicated? Or does anybody else want me somewhere else? Okay.
I was gonna say I'd say you could probably move up to 30, but yeah, if nobody has anything, yeah. Okay, so as you show up next to this creature that's being grasped by this earthen hand that's just kind of out of the ground and just grabbed a hold of one of its back legs and it's hissing and all sorts of not happy.
Is it a free action to ask my pet nicely to do something for me?
Your pet's kind of on the same action as you, so.
Oh.
What would you like your pet to do?
Hey, Sandy, can you find my arrow I just shot?
Okay, Your owl goes looking for an arrow.
Okay, sweet. And I am going to punch the hell out of this creature.
Okay.
Oh, actually, my first hit is going to be my quarterstaff.
Okay. 15. Oh, you get advantage, so roll another d20 because it's
Okay.
restrained.
Right.
And you use
That's pretty
that.
good.
Yeah. Okay. So you first smack into it. It deals 9 points of damage.
Okay. And I would like to flurry, and in doing so, I spend a key point, and I
Correct.
get 2 more attacks. Is that?
Yep. 2 unarmed.
Okay. Unarmed attack. A punch.
Okay. Okay.
Is it still conscious, Hesper?
Yeah, it's looking a little beat up.
A kick.
17 will hit for another 8 points of damage. So
I keep forgetting to roll at advantage. It's okay.
Oh, go ahead and roll 2 more so we can make sure they weren't 20s. Not a 20.
No.
Definitely not a 20.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it looks really hurt.
Hey, well, this isn't so bad, guys.
Until Mama Chimera comes in, but yeah.
This one actually looks like the biggest of the 3.
Okay. I'm a Mind Sliver it.
Okay. Alrighty, so it needs to roll a intelligence save. I'll ignore that one weapon Oh wait, that's
I rolled
part of your-
another because of the. I don't know.
Oh no,
I don't
you
know
don't
if that
roll...
matters.
No, that doesn't matter. I was just trying to figure out what your. No, you don't have that active.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what your here. Give me a second here because you haven't used it yet. So, because once on each of your turns. Oh, I don't.
Yeah, by
have
the end of my
one.
next turn, must succeed on. Or no, sorry.
No,
yeah.
I was looking at your one thing.
My one
Let's
psychic
see.
damage?
No, your radiant soul.
Yeah, that's
Maybe-
the one psychic. Or I mean the one weapon damage, sorry.
No, that's Rue's thing. I don't know why I didn't add.
No, I clicked the wait.
It says magic weapon from Rue. That's one of his spells.
Oh.
Equals your proficiency bonus. So what I should have done, and let me do that real quick.
Sorry, I saw one over here, one magic weapon Rue, and then underneath there's another magic weapon. Yeah, it says Radiant Soul. I clicked the Radiant Soul one. I
just wrote Radiant Soul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what you should have had. So it's actually an extra 2 damage, not 1.
Okay, cool.
And so that would be 1 point of psychic and 2 points of radiant damage. See here. It needs a 14. Rolled a natural 19.
Oh.
With a -4 for 15, so it saves.
Oh, man.
So, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
And that ends my turn.
All right. Okay, Pazuzu?
Alright, I'm gonna move as close as I can. How far can I get through with the terrain?
Depends on how you go about it. If through the middle of it, each one of those squares with that plant's going to slow you down. But if you go around it, the dirt won't slow you down. So 5. That's 25 out of your 35. The way that I count it. So you could move right there if you want.
Okay, that works. I will use one of my guiding bolts.
Okay. Roll at advantage because it's restrained. I'm just trying to
Ooh.
see.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Uh, yeah, your guiding bolt explodes. There's nothing left for that hand to grasp.
Damn it, we need some body parts.
Nice.
Oh, it's still alive. It's just singed.
It's still alive but singed?
No, well, I mean, it's dead. It's in one piece still. It's just
Okay. I was like,
he holy bolted it to death. It's dead, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I knew what you meant. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was all prepared. Like I shoot my guiding bolt, I get my star form arrow charged, ready to shoot it up in the air, and I'm like, um, and I just release it randomly. I don't know, right here.
Okay. Just you just watch dirt and plant matter splatter.
Well, guys, it's not right
Okay.
there.
Okay, so they. Yeah, I'm just trying to decide what they do now. That's the issue. If the let's see here. I'm trying to remember. Is that concentration? Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. I guess your hand stays up and
It does.
an action. Okay.
Excuse
Stays up
I'm
for
just
stays with us for a total of
I'm just trying
a minute.
I'm just trying to see. Yeah, I mean you should have the concentration symbol up. Um I'm just trying to see because it says it's an action you can break out or restrain target. As an action, you can cause the hand to reach for a different creature or move it to a different space within range. Okay, so I guess it moves anywhere within 30 feet of you. Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I think they do that. So. Uh. Yeah. Okay. Umi, it's your turn.
So I have no idea of where the other things are, right?
No, these two you have nobody has any earthly idea at this point.
All right. Can I like walk over this dead one to like across the way?
Okay.
And I want to see if I can see anything.
All right, roll me a perception check. Nope, you can't
Nice.
see any of them.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna hang out then until we find something.
Okay. Harrow?
So I want to attempt to take away from you. I know it's singed, but in an attempt to get a better scent of this creature, then kind of sniff around and see if I can sense the others
Okay.
by the smell again. Kind of like I'm imagining kind of like The Witcher where you like go into that mode where you're trying to find the
I have no clue what you're talking about because I haven't played The Witcher. So
That's okay.
Batman's
So
detective mode, Hesper.
yeah,
I know
detective
you
mode.
like Batman.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll perception then. Let's see if you can figure out where they are.
Okay.
Yeah. If anything, the smell of this singed one that you is just overpowering.
Okay. As part of my like turn, I'm gonna move. Maybe like around here. So
Okay.
15, 20. Here, and then howl loudly to see if it'll entice them to come and attack. And the howl is gonna be more of like, come at me kind of thing.
Okay. Alrighty, Rue.
Okay, so Rue, not knowing where the hand is, he's going to leave it there. And then he's going to cast Minor Illusion over here to make the deer sound again.
Okay, so you're moving it over there. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Ane.
Let's see. Sayanine is still going after my arrow, ideally. Does anybody need healing?
Nope.
No, I just took 3 points.
I think I'm the only one that's taken damage, from the horse.
Fugi's gotten kicked by a horse, and that's been about it.
Oh.
I mean, it took a decent percentage, but I'm good.
You guys think these creatures don't like light?
I mean, it's bright and daylight out right now.
Yeah. Trying to think of like anything useful I can do, and I'm coming up with like just a blank.
Perception.
Yeah, I will look with my eyes. I'll put an ear to the ground. I'll get my sniffer out, and
You'll
I
try to
will.
perceive. Okay, go ahead. These things are really damn good at hiding. Other than that one that is currently dead in front of you.
Yeah, it's about sending a message.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to do. I'm good here.
All right, Freyja.
Okay. I'm going to fly over here and I'm going to look around. Can I see any of them?
All right, roll a perception check in the trees as you just start careening into these tree branches.
Oh, dear.
Mm-mm. All right, is that all you're doing, I take it?
So I don't see anything?
No.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay. No bardic inspirations?
I don't... Yeah. I
You
guess
could.
I probably could.
Yeah, it's something you can do. I mean...
Yeah. I don't know who to give it to.
Just pick somebody at random. Go you. You know?
Okay, I guess you, and I poke a nay because he's right next. Well, I don't poke him, but I point to him because he's right next to me.
Okay, what do you say?
Oh,
what do you
shit.
What do you say to inspire him?
You.
I'd saved like all the stuff and I don't have pulled up. I point to an A and I say, "Do the damn thing." Oh my god, that was lame. I'm gonna look this up. Hang on.
Do the damn thing. Okay, we'll just go with do the damn thing for right now.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's could be a lot worse.
All right, Pazuzu, what are you doing?
All right, I'm gonna shout out. Don't worry, guys. I've got this, and I'm going to shoot an arrow right. Let's go right here.
Okay. Just waiting for that attack roll. Technically, it's a disadvantage because you're shooting randomly, so. Yeah. You just watch plant material go flying.
Well, I thought I did. But I will also cast Druid Craft, right where the sound of the dying deer, to give
Okay.
the smell of blood as well
Okay.
in that area.
Okay. All right. So it's their turn. Okay. Okay. So as you guys, just the rustling of, guess they managed to get close enough to you guys. Wrestling of bushes as these two creatures burst out. 2 attacks against Umi. So first
Oh
is a
man. What did you say? You cut out.
I said first attack is a bite for 21.
Yeah, that hits.
You're going to take 8 points of damage. And the second attack is a natural 1.
Nice.
Hell yes.
That's a miss.
So,
Love it.
you know what?
Come on.
Yeah, it kicks up dirt and stuff as it swiped at you and is now cat coughing and wheezing as it's gotten dirt in its
Aw.
lungs.
Oh, the poor
Oh, yeah.
baby.
Meanwhile, this one's going to go after you, Pazuzu, with a bite. That's a 10. I'm
Well,
sure
that
that
misses.
doesn't hit, yeah. And that's a 23.
I'm gonna silvery barbs it.
All right. That's better. I rolled a 19. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's still
16's the lowest. Okay, so that's going to hit you. So the claw attack, oh, who do you give advantage to, by the way? And the claw attack is going to do 13 points of damage to you.
I'll go ahead and give it to Pazuzu.
Okay, Pazuzu, as you get a silvery barb. Okay, that takes care of their turns. Umi, it's your turn.
I would like to rage.
Currently, big owl, panther-esque like creature coughing and wheezing in front of you.
Sucks to suck. I'm gonna pull out my great sword and hit him.
Okay. Like I said, these two appear to be the smaller ones. Yeah, that will definitely hit it. As you slash into it for 13 points of damage. So that's your bonus action, your action staying there?
Yep.
Okay. Harrow.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Give it to me. Give me this drink. I'm gonna go to
Ruse
move
on deck, followed
forward.
by an A.
Move here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna bite this mofo for biting our mage. Or I'm gonna, predatory strike, sorry. So I'm gonna strike it
Okay.
once
Okay.
with my flaming claw.
Okay, yeah, that will hit for 11 points.
Mm-hmm. And then, I'm gonna hit again.
14 unfortunately misses. So as your first one curves across this creature, second one sees it coming and just manages to dodge out of the way as your other claw comes swiping in.
Okay, sounds good. That ends my turn.
Okay, Rue.
All right, so I'm taking the hand. I'm moving it here and having it try to grab the leg of this one.
Okay. How do I
It'd
keep
be a strength
doing-
save.
Yeah. Or why does it keep hiding on me? Okay, so strength save of 11.
Mm-hmm.
14. It saves as it goes and tries to grab towards it, and it just manages to dodge out of the way.
Okay, so it only takes half damage on the
It takes
fail.
It takes damage from fails on that one?
Yep. Target takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage. Nope. Yep, 2d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Let's see here. Just double checking. Medium soil. Target must make a strength save on a failed. Takes that. And there's drain for this fail. Okay, but you is an action. You cost a hand to reach for a different move to different. As an action, you cause the target or half as much. Okay, yeah. So I guess the no damage is only on the very first cast.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a giant muddy hand slapping them. So.
So it still gets slapped. Oh my god. Good thing it did save. So it gets slapped by hand right in the ass for 6 points of damage. All right. Ane.
Cool.
You have a
I'm
you have
gonna
a
start
bardic Go ahead.
I'm going to start my turn by flipping a coin.
Okay.
Did I do that right? Yeah, okay. I move down here.
Okay.
And I am going to click on my bardic inspiration so that I remember to use it. And you guessed it, quarterstaff.
Okay.
This is a normal roll, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, this is normal. Just hits. Good thing you used that bardic inspiration.
Okay, I assume I don't have it anymore.
Yep, no more bardic.
I am going to flurry of blows once again.
Okay.
And whatcha?
I thought that was gonna land on 20. I was like, oh no. 5,
And
okay.
Whatcha? Oh, not
12
so good.
unfortunately misses. Yeah, so let's see here.
Also, Hesper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being fair. You can remove the 6 damage it just took from me. That is not actually. It did not meet the requirements to be taking the failed damage, the success damage.
Oh.
For it to take the success, it actually needs to currently start its round with already being grabbed, and I forced the hand to grab it again while it's already in the restrained state.
Well, we've already played it. It got slapped in the ass. We'll just remember that for this time. That's fine with me. Yeah, I read over it, and I thought I read it the same way you did. So so I'll let that one slide. But next time we know.
Okay.
Clear as
all right. Freyja.
All right. I missed it. The one up north is grappled, right?
Nope.
No.
It succeeded.
Right. You just talked about that. Okay. 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and mind sliver the one on the bottom.
Okay. Okay. It's going to be 6 damage. Intelligence. Does not succeed. So that means its next saving throw is made with a minus D4. Got it. As it takes 6 points of damage. It's looking pretty hurt. And yeah, looks like it doesn't want to be here anymore. Pazuzu, it's your turn.
One sec. I'm rereading a spell real quick because I forgot it did something else.
Okay.
Okay, so I am going to cast Shocking Grasp. I'm just going to reach out and be like, no. Shock him.
Okay, Shocking Grasp.
Whoops, I hit the wrong button.
I was going to say, as soon as it does something.
God, I have so many spells.
Should be up at the top.
Yeah.
How are you rolling at advantage?
What's it? The silvery barbs?
Oh, silvery barbs. Yes, yes. Duh. Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay. So as you, I believe now it can't take its reaction. Did
Exactly. So
you reach
now
out and zapped it?
Now I'm going to whoop, 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 whoop. Get away from it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take my fiery arrow and I'm going to shoot it up in the air so it lands down on top of him.
Okay. 15 just hits. For 9 points of radiant damage. Thing looks hurt. Okay. It's their turn. It is their turn now. I think this one's gonna play Ring Around the Rosie with you, Umi. And work its way over here.
Has Umi hit it before already?
Yeah.
Yeah, Umi's already hit it.
It's still in my range of attack though, so I don't get an opportunity. It's
Yes,
not
you do because you have
Sentinel.
Sentinel.
Yeah, but he's still in my range of attack.
Yeah, it has to move
Oh.
out of her range
Out of
for
the 5.
Sentinel to
Okay.
kick it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, it's going to try the move, so you can take you and actually Anae would get the first one, so Anae, you get an attack technically.
Am I able to pull out my quarterstaff for this?
You can use a quarterstaff on it.
Yes. Attack.
Yeah, it doesn't get any further than that as because it didn't disengage. As it goes to try the way that it's going to run, it looks like it was going to go run back to the cave. And
Okay.
you just cracked it in the back, and it just falls forward and slides across the ground.
Baby.
So it was like trying to scamper home.
Yeah. The other one, did it notice? Yeesh. Hmm. Actually, I'm taking back that Ring Around the Rosie there. I mean, I should have done that one first, thinking. Yeah. I guess if you want to make an opportunity attack, Umi, it's going to try to run back to the cave.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it, even though I feel bad for it, and it's kind of
Okay.
cute.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a
I want one
attack.
of these as a pet.
Natural 1.
Oof. I don't know why, but my dice aren't working, and so it takes me like
rolling.
Yeah, it takes a long time for me too.
Yeah, it's going to dash, and it is up here now. Umi, it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and where am I? Okay, there I am. Ugh. Okay, I can't even get there with my thing, can I?
If you dash, you double your speed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you only
but
get
I've only run 30 feet.
I think.
Can I pull out one of my hand axes and throw it?
Yeah, you can.
There's an elbow shit in the woods.
I was going to say you can bonus action 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65. You could get there, which I think that gets you in range for... Actually, I think you can get here. And that gets you in range without penalty on the throwing axe.
Okay.
Because
I'll
throwing
go
axe
ahead and
only
do
has
that
like
then.
20 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I would like to do it recklessly.
I don't remember if you can reckless ranged attacks. Can you go ahead and just hit the blurb for reckless real quick for me? I forgot if I changed that to work with ranged attacks. You can decide to recklessly advantage a melee weapon attack. Yeah, it has to be a melee attack
Melee
for
only?
reckless.
Okay. Never mind
But
then.
you still get your rage bonus when you're
Yeah.
throwing it, so that's still yeah.
It's just I just hit the normal one, right?
Yep, just normal.
Okay.
Yeah. You throw a hand axe in this thing and lets out some kind of screechy sound.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, it's bloodied.
Okay.
Harrow?
I'm gonna dash and try to cut it off, moving my full up to 60 feet here.
5, 10, 15.
I
Wait, hold on.
was over here. Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
And I growl at it.
Okay, so you're trying to intimidate it?
Well, yeah, because if it moves away, I'm gonna do my opportunity attack to try to get it to not have 0 movement speed.
Okay, so you're going.
Actually, I have a bonus. Can I technically predatory strike with my bonus action once?
I think it says you have to take the attack action.
That's what I
Predatory strike.
thought. Let's see. Apply armor. You can use dexterity for attack. Yeah, when you use an attack, you make a bonus. So yeah, I don't. Since I used my full action for
the
that.
dash. Yeah.
Yep. That.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you bonus action try to intimidate it too.
Okay. I mean, I'll try, but really, I'm hoping for my sentinel to kick in because my intimidation is not very high.
So good. Okay. All right. Rue, it's your turn.
Okay. Rue is kind of looking at the 2 down, looking 1 running. He's done. He's going to move the hand over to right in front of him. And he is going to sit down in front of it, pull out a dagger, and start filing its nails.
Yeah, the earthen grasp is getting a mani-panny at this point.
You have such a great way of doing nothing very well.
I have nothing to do. Fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Anae, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going. Oh, fuck, hold on. Okay, so I can do 40 and then bonus action do another 40, right?
If you want to, yeah. Or, you could just move forward, you shoot your bow, whatever you want.
I'm going to get in front of it. Is that okay? Or do you want me to...
Yeah, that's fine.
Katos.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I, physically get in its way, or do you want me to give it room to move past you?
So long as it can move 5 feet from me, I don't care where you kind of try to hurt it. I just
I'll move here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I am likely about to spend my last key point to
Flurry to blow. You've already use your bonus. No, wait, no, that's bonus act. You can't flurry because you used your bonus.
Because I used my
dash.
bonus. Okay. I am going to two-handed quarterstaff. Whatcha?
Two-handed
Damn.
stick. Okay. Oh my. 16 points of damage. It looks really hurt.
Wow.
Freyja, flying around all the way in the back.
Yep, I'm gonna fly to, I think, here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I am within 60 feet. I think I am going to Ray of Frost it.
A ray of frost, okay.
Okay, I hit it and it didn't do anything.
Weird. Oh, there it went. Oh, I
I-
need to make a spell save DC of
14.
I'm trying to see which one I need to roll. That's the thing. Strikes out towards the creature maker. No, it says ranged spell attack. That's weird.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me click it.
Huh. Let me try.
I'm clicking the actual spell. It's not doing anything. Or
Let me
the
try.
cantrip.
Let me try something real quick. Let's go over here. The core, Ray of Frost, normal.
Also, isn't it supposed to take off a spell slot every time I cast a spell? Because I have to manually do it.
It's never done that for me.
Okay. I've seen it do it for other people. So
Yeah, I've wondered that before, but like it never seems to for me.
I got it to roll. Unfortunately, it's.
You cut off
Khaleesi.
what?
I said I got it to roll for you, Khaleesi, but unfortunately, it's a 9.
Boo. Okay.
So your Ray of Frost just kind of hits the dirt and freezes the plant life nearby it. Yeah. Pazuzu.
All right, I'm gonna move up,
Okay.
and then I'm going to shoot a starry arrow up into the air.
Okay. Yeah, it is your guiding bolt slams into this creature or your starry archer. Yeah, it is regretting life's choices at this point. It looks like it's on death's door.
Well, let's just finish it off. I'm gonna produce some flame.
Okay. $14 unfortunately misses as it just scatters next to it.
And then for the rest of my movement, I'm just gonna lay down on the ground.
Okay.
I am so hurt.
Okay. So it's going to take the disengage action from you.
I still can do it.
I was talking to Aster mostly.
That's fine.
Okay.
So it can move away from you. Yeah, it's going to try to make a break for the cave.
Okay, I'm gonna smack it with my claws.
Okay.
Let's see.
No.
Damn.
So let's see. That's 15.
And that intimidation didn't help at all? That 18 earlier?
If anything, it made it feel more scared trying to get back to whatever's back here.
Okay.
All right, Umi, it's your turn. Is this creature's run even further back?
I really want to kill it, so I guess I'm just gonna sprint after it.
Okay.
Bonus
action
Or
dash.
let me. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get all the way there. Okay.
Yep.
I don't think I can hit it now, though, right?
You remember your barbarian has bonus action dash.
Oh. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna hit.
Remember your eagle, so
Yeah.
not bear.
I want to make sure. Okay. I hit it.
Okay.
Does she get any kind of like bardic inspiration for just like having incredible sex?
Unfortunately, no. But
I mean,
yeah.
surely Star gave her bardic inspiration a couple times.
Anywho, Lonnie, how do you want to do this?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that its back is to me since it's trying to run away. And I just
Yeah.
like sever its spine.
Okay. As you run up, a great sword in hand, and just kind of crack, this creature lets out a horrifying guttural panther scream and flops dead and lifeless to the ground in its attempts to get to the cave.
Okay.
You guys want to try to figure out what's in the cave before we call it quits, or you want to?
Yes.
I super need to leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it
Cave
next time.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just didn't know if you wanted to see what was in there so you can plan for next time, or
We just
if you
wanna
want to
go
wait till
for
next
it
time, or if you want to leave it as suspense on what's in there.
I like it.
I vote suspension.
Okay.
I do want to, just so I don't forget, I want to cast a healing word on myself before we quit.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and cast a healing word on yourself.
Oh, did my
Well,
owl
that's gonna
find
work.
my arrow? Very
Yeah, your owl
important.
found the arrow and it was broken.
Yes. No.
Aww.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and get back 5 health. And all right, so one last order of business before we go to bed. Unfortunately, no Bubba tonight. And so
He had the inspiration. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna have you guys vote again. Don't vote for yourself. Who do you want to give inspiration to? And whoever gets the most votes gets it. Aster? Who's
Shadows.
your vote? Okay. Khaleesi?
Lonnie.
Kados?
I'm gonna say Rue because of the grabby grab of the
Okay.
hand.
Fugi?
You know what? Just to be difficult, I'm going to say Aster.
Oh no!
All right. Zell?
Lonnie.
Okay, that's 2 for Lonnie. Lonnie?
Does it even matter who I pick?
Yes, because you'll force a tie with somebody, and we'll be picking
Oh.
from 2 options.
I think there's one person that you can pick that I think won't force a tie.
Okay. Khaleesi.
That was the one that you had to pick. That's the one that you had to pick to not get a tie.
Nice. I was like, who hasn't gotten inspiration yet?
So,
thank you.
Actually, Lonnie,
It's you.
It's you.
You get it.
Oh.
Yeah, because yeah, had 2 people vote for Lonnie, so. And Lonnie.
Oh,
already
I'm
has
so dumb.
inspiration.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's all right.
Lonnie, okay, so Lonnie, you already had inspiration, so
I did.
who do you want to give it to?
Khaleesi.
Aw,
right.
thank you.
All right, so
So does Bubba get
Khaleesi.
it too? And me next week?
Bubba already has it, but because there is no Bubba
Yeah.
here.
That's what I mean. So he still
He's
has
going
it.
to
Good.
continue to have it, I guess.
Good.
Yeah. Well, you keep your inspiration until you use it.
Oh, right.
You just can't vote again for that person
Yeah,
can't be voted again.
Yeah, so you can't hand it back. So next week we'll pretend that Bubba's vote was for you.
Okay.
So you just can't hand it back to Bubba. So you have to hand it off to somebody else.
Okay. And has anybody not gotten it? Just so I know. Like, if everybody's gotten it, then I can choose whoever.
I think everyone's gotten it now.
Nope.
Fugi. Yeah, Fugi. This would be session 7. So yeah, everybody's gotten at least one.
I haven't gotten one.
This
Oh,
is
you
session
have.
6.
Yeah.
Didn't you get
Session
the
6,
first
sorry.
one?
Nope.
Sorry.
Well, I know who I'm picking then.
I know it was my post-coital, like, awkward roleplay that was, really the deciding factor here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was looking at this last killing blow, but
Yeah,
you know,
I gave it to you because you were a living guillotine, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, whatever.
yeah, you earned that, okay?
Hey, at least I did not die 3 times this time.
Yes,
So I'll take it. Small
They,
mercies.
they gave it to you, Lonnie, because they want a box.
They want to
Yeah,
know
that's
what's in the
true.
box.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
That'll be another thing for next week.
Yep.
None of you guys know about this box though, so.
Yep.
you can't
Nobody
bully
knows about
me
the
in
box,
character.
but yeah. But what's in the box?
I still say you'd never know what's in the box, and then in your darkest moment, when all hope is lost, you're in the middle of combat, you're the last one standing, gotta throw the box at the enemy.
Okay.
So does this mean I have to find that You Got the Touch song from the 1980s Transformers movie? You got the touch! You got the power!
Oh my god.
Umi transforms into Unimus Prime.
Oh my goodness, please stop. That was bad. Even like me, a person who loves puns, that was bad.
Light our darkest hour. Anyways.
Okay, I gotta go to bed. Any final words?
Yeah.
Good night.
Take care. Hope everybody had fun.
I had a blast.
Yeah.
So fun.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.